My head, man. I was like, that head is on there. What's going on, man? Welcome to another episode of the Heavyweight Bros. It is episode 34. We on our Shaq episode.
Charles Barkley.
We on our Shaq episode. It is Sunday, March 20th. We are coming at you for the weekend of St. Patty's Day. I am your host, as always, the 5XL assassin, the diabolical, diabetic, the big nasty. And to my right is my co-host, the high yellow hitman, the freaking deacon, Coach Buck, my little dumpling, Uncle Raisin. What's going on, bro?
Oh,
how you doing?
Goodness. Nick, you and your wifey owe me. And he got in the comment, was like, definitely getting that on a onesie. Like, oh, yeah. Man. I'm doing good, man. It's been a good week. Things have been crazy, but like I'm in a mode where I'm like, you're not gonna kill my joy no matter what.
You don't kill my vibe.
Right. Like literally, before I go into work every day, I got a song playing in my head, and I'm walking to that song, like theme music, like opening credits, and it's just like it's been cool, man. It's pod time, so you know how I feel once it's time to pod.
Wait, so that's not a normal thing? Like people don't normally have a theme song in their head, like when they walk into stuff?
Oh no, I do. When I'm walking in, this joint's playing in my head the entire day.
Oh,
got you. It's like somebody say something, it's like push play.
I'm mad that you hit your eye.
Word. End of the day, I'm singing closing time, all types of crazy stuff. Like, I'm telling you, I'm not playing around.
Nothing was better though when like house is on lockdown. When we was on that type of time, the kids they hated it. At the same time, they learned the lyrics.
And they
shoe program.
They was loving that joint. But yeah, enough about me. How you doing, man?
Nah, man, I'm cool. Like they came back from the trip. Like, it took a minute to get the sleep schedule back and like to get, because that's the thing is like, when you go on vacation, like one of the worst parts of vacation is like everything is still moving like while you were gone. Mm-hmm. And it's like, when you get back, it's like, I really can't settle like my feet for like a day. Mm-hmm. It's like everything's like you got to catch up to all that type of stuff or whatever. I think my sleep schedule still is not bad because I had a rough sleep last night, but like still like, I feel like I'm here and like I'm with it. Like I feel like I'm right back in the mix and stuff like that. I got to give a special shout out to my homegirl Sierra's birthday. We share like a birthday that's like exactly a week apart. Mm-hmm. So like I think she's in PR right now. Like wherever she's at doing it big and stuff like that, I got to give her a shout out to like happy birthday.
That's what's up.
I'm saying, like I said, we in our Shaq season right now.
Happy birthday to the homie too. You know what I mean? Just had one of those. And I must say this: the 5XL assassin is starting to look like the 4XL assassin.
You gotta keep the talk down to him. We're not gonna be the middleweight bros that he talks about. No, the featherweight bros, like that. Like
it doesn't have the same ring to it.
It doesn't.
Even if it happens, I'll come in here with a fat suit every day just to make sure we keep
James Harden
keep
now.
The assets. Keep the assets.
We James Harden and Zion. Like,
yeah, we'll call both of them like, yo, I need one of y'all suits, man.
We need the Sherman clump.
Right,
Sherman. This is one of those.
All right, well, I mean, if you're ready, I'm ready. You want to jump right into it?
I'm with it. If you with it.
All right, man. Let's get into this digging in the crates.
I thought we didn't have like nothing to talk about.
Oh no, we didn't. But I found something to talk about in digging in the crates, and we're gonna talk about it. No diggity, no doubt.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm not gonna talk about anything, it's the decision that this man Drake decided to go with, putting braids in the top of his head, bro. All right, listen.
You don't know, eh?
I'm trying to find a nice way to say this.
You don't want to say it nicely, though.
I don't. Like, I feel like I know it may not come off as that, but it feels like a cultural appropriation. Like it just he looked less black when he threw the braids in his head. And I know it sounds crazy to say that, but I'm just like, bro, like, don't do it, Aubrey. Don't do it. I don't even call you Drake right now. I don't even want to call Drake right now. Like, Aubrey, please take the braids out, fam. I don't know what convinced you. I don't know who said this was dope. Whoever's on your team, I was like, yeah, Drake, that's it. They're lying to you. There's a lot of things they've been honest about. This was not one of them.
Listen,
This
man.
was not one of them, man. It could have been dreads. It could have been twist. It could have been anything. I can't. It doesn't. I don't know. It's infracting on my eyes, bro.
Infracting.
Yes,
That's
I don't even know
word.
if that's a word, but it's
a wild word.
If Drake could wear braids, I can make a word. Detroit looks crazy because they were like, I seen a post. It was like, it was when Russ hit that big three.
Yep.
And it was like they interviewed Russ. They was like, yeah, man, they got this iconic photo of you now going down the court screaming while Drake's in the background and he's got the face on. So I go to look at it and I can't even focus on Drake's face because all I see is the braids. And I'm like, bro.
There's a picture from that same game where like Drake's dapping up like LeBron like in the middle of the game, and it's like get you someone that looks at you the way Drake looks at LeBron because he's definitely like. And I was just like,
listen, man, I don't know, man, Drake. I'd rather you go back to the fro than have these braids in, man. Like
you talking about the starter from the bottom, like with the Dada outfit,
yes,
bro. Like
yes,
that was my guy. He had the what's called the all white chinchilla on. He started from the bottom way, like
walking alongside the car, like yeah, man. That's your range, bro. Them braids is not it, man. I apologize, man. Come on the show. We'll be a guest. We can talk about it. Just make sure you don't have the braids.
What are you talking about? And I'm okay with that too.
Listen, I'm okay with that too.
I wear OVO owl real quick, like public
right.
logo.
As long as when we show up to sign the contract, you don't have braids in your head, I'm cool with it. But that's all I had, man. But I had to put it out there, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comments.
I mean, like my thing is like Riri's but getting ready to have this baby. You know what I mean? Like all this other stuff is going on.
Identity crisis?
I'm not saying that. But what I'm saying is like it seems to me like he's getting on his real Dominican swag. Like that's what it seems like we're on. And I'm like, if we get in Dominican champagne Papi, like on this new album with some Rihanna Heartbreak on it, sign me up. I was like, if we're doing what you call it, Take Care Part 2, and it's just like, and he's got the I'm trying to, is it Mofongo Papi? Is that what he's doing? Like, yo, sign me up. Like I'm Team Drizzy Drake like all day.
No, I get it. It's like that drink would be called Certified Vulture Boy. If he's on the cover with the braids, like just his back turn, you just see the back of the braids. It's like, bro, stop it.
We got to get some hang time. Like, what if he gets like the hang time and it's like down here? What if he gets the mellow with the beads on it? If he puts beads in his hair, then I'll be on your type of time. I was like,
all set.
I was like, why is Drake
all set?
I was like, if Drake gets the like, you know how you have like your white co-workers that go on vacation to like Jamaica and they come back with the one braid. And he comes back like that.
About to say the first thing I'm thinking of is the white dude with the dreads and like don't really dread, but they dread is just like, nah, I can't do it. Man.
I'm like, not the unseasoned. Like me, I'm like, whatever brings the heat on the music, Drake. I don't care what you're doing. If your hairstylist is feeding you like, you know, stuff while you getting it done, it's like, I'm here for. I just want you to be happy.
I feel like he was reliving the Colin episode where he went and got braids for the first time. He was eating food.
Colin?
Oh, you didn't watch the Colin Kaepernick documentary?
I didn't. I never wanted to get into it.
There's this episode where he goes to like get his hair braided and his white mom brings him to the house and everything. His family was never about the braids, but he went and he got the braids. He was like, I felt my culture. He was like, they gave him some food. He was like, what is that? Because you know it's a shot at like white people don't use seasoning, black people do. He ate like 2 plates while he was there getting his hair braided. That's like, Drake, who crib you been at, man?
I'm just trying to picture Drake like on the front steps, like sitting between somebody's legs, getting his twisties done. It's like, you trying to tell me ASAP though? Like I said, like that's like I said, I'm for.
Say it again.
like really ASAP though?
Yo, listen, man. Listen, listen. It's your life. I know you don't care about what I'm saying, but it's just
another like, Rihanna song. That's what we're doing. Live your life. Hey. Come on.
Was it on purpose? I'm just saying, man. I was distracted. It felt kind of awkward, but you know, it's not my fro. You do what it want, but that joint looks crazy.
I can't believe we just spent like 8 minutes talking about Drake's braids. This is like, who have we become? like who are we?
It's not our fault.
I guess not.
If y'all seen the picture, y'all gonna go look for it. As soon as you hear this, you're gonna go look. If you haven't seen it already, you're gonna be like, ooh. Don't worry, I'm gonna clip this one so y'all can get some comments going.
Watch Mofongo Papi become a thing too, and I'm gonna be mad because like, why does everybody keep jumping on my train? So they keep going. All right, but no. Go ahead. What we got next?
We got Insomnia Hour. Go ahead and get it. Go ahead.
Wake me up inside.
Wake me up.
Wake me up inside.
Save me.
Save me from the nothingness inside.
I love how you go for that note. I love it. We don't have the copyrights to that, just so you know. All right. First things first.
I pop up freaks on the honey.
Always happens. I promise you, I'm not doing that on purpose. Bel-Air. Did you catch up?
I did catch up.
Hey, okay.
And it was one too that like as soon as like I started watching, I was like, oh yeah, like I don't know why I was slacking. Like I banged them joints out like within like 2 hours. I was like, I really truly like I love the show.
Oh yeah,
like I do.
The new developments. Are we spoiling? Are you entertained with where the show is going?
Absolutely.
All right.
Are you?
I am. I like the. So I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I can see how they're quickly getting to all the iconic moments of the Fresh Prince in these early episodes.
They are really leading up and hyping up this dad moment.
Yes.
And it's like I don't know.
They can't do it. They can't do it. They can't do it.
Like that's a thing that like you know how like when you scroll on people's IG and like you see it's a video, like I can see the living room set up, right. And I'm like I can't even watch this today. I was like I gotta have a good day because if I watch the Will Smith,
they can't do it. It's not gonna. It's not.
And I think Will Smith don't want to do that.
No.
Like I think if
you can't. It's too iconic of a moment. You know what I mean? So it's just like, I think that's why they went away from the whole Carlton getting arrested with Will police situation. Mm-hmm. They went away from I think a Hillary Banks, her moving out, getting married situation. Yeah. And now this with the father situation.
Are we getting Trevor? Is Trevor going to show up?
No.
We're going to get Hillary Banks, baby.
No expert. I'm sure he ain't supposed to be smacking off the ground like that. I feel like they are carefully giving us all the iconic moments, but not overstretching it to where they're trying to mimic it. Because in that mimicking, they're like these are really strong moments that you can never like duplicate. Yes. We're either going to say it went well, but it's not that, or it went really bad. It's never going to be like it's just as good as that moment. Yeah. Like, so
they're paying homage,
right? And that's what I was saying from before. It's really nostalgic because they're doing stuff like the fives, like because Will always wore the Jordans in the show and stuff like that. And like I said, the Carlton moment, the Hillary moment, and now we're coming up on the Will dad moment. But like if you're asking me some situations that are completely like untouchable. In the Will situation, of course, it's the dad moment.
That's number one.
It's definitely the him standing in the living room when everything's empty.
Yeah, bro, like I'll tell you, man, like come on, man.
Definitely the moment where Will got shot and Carlton had the gun.
I think it's still possible.
It could be
because that's the thing is like what they can do is they can take a lot of things that were played for comedic beats and make them more serious. And it's like even the Hillary
those were serious moments though.
They were, but it was like it was still like. They were kind of like there were serious moments in those episodes, but like they were still doing jokes and they were still doing all that type of stuff like that. But it's like the show is so much more serious that it's like they can like real because like like half an hour on I can't even tell you what channel Fresh Prince used to be on, but it's like half an hour. They got to get the jokes in. They had like you think about it, right? Because it's like I watched it on so many different when it got syndicated and stuff. Mm-hmm. They don't really get a chance to like really dive in on this stuff. And I feel like an episode like that this show has the ability to really dive in on something like how serious like that is. Cause then it's like, not only do you only have half an hour, then it's like you dive into it, you do it serious, but then like the next episode, we don't talk about it no more. Right, and it's like, this stuff like really carries things all the way through. Have you turned a corner on Carlton?
Wait, I had one more.
Oh, you do?
The last one was when he was teaching Hillary how to keep a bully off of him. You can't redo that.
I don't think they are.
Nah.
Well, I don't know. Her boss is kind of bullying her a little bit, and it was like, Will might.
No, not Hillary. Ashley.
Okay.
Back up. Mind your business. That's all. Just mind your business.
They definitely not doing that.
Nah.
They're not doing that.
Nah.
That's what I say.
Nah. But I like those moments in the show. So you were gonna say?
Have you turned a corner on Carlton yet?
I see them trying to wheel us back in.
I told you it was gonna happen. I told you what
I knew it was, but it was just like, Dad, why did it have to start here with Carlton? Like, I feel like Carlton could have still been the same person and didn't have to be snorting.
I think that nostalgia's a hell of a drug. Mm-hmm. And I think we've seen Fresh Prince so many times that like you've seen the first episode, but I don't think people really remember what the first like season was like. And it's like people did not like Carlton. Like he was a jerk, he was annoying, he was like stuff like that. Like obviously the show's taking it to the upteeth level. And it's like you're not supposed to like him, but then it's like towards the end of the show, like him and like Will and Carlton are best friends. Like brothers, that's his guy. They're brothers. and it's like they're kind of turning this corner, and I was just like, yeah, like I can understand
about turning corners.
Almost like these quick turnarounds that you get from my boy G Head over at Custom Merch on IG and Etsy. Make sure that you go hit my man's up, and then you use that promo code HW8Bros, spelled HW8BROS, to save you 10% off your order. Because the more you spend,
the more you save.
Yeah, but like then I completely lost it. But I was like turning the corner on Carlton, and yo, it's gone now. Whatever the thought was, I was like, yo, that joint. Like, yo, damn you, G-Head! Damn you!
All right,
I know. No, I'm back.
Okay.
It's like I can understand why they beefing, yo, because like Lisa doing it for me all the way through. This
is the one spoiler, but I know. Listen, when Carlton said, "I've been working my whole life to get to the status of where I am on the lacrosse team, with friends, at my school, within my family, and having to like tread lightly, and you've only been here for a month and you've done all of that." And I was just like, ugh, that hurts. And I love how Will brought the comedy back. It was like, oh, so you're a hater. He's like, no, I get it.
And it's like, yo, you tell like Carlton's like still not on that wave with him yet. He's just like everything he says, he takes it as like a jab.
Right,
and it's like, yo, come on, like, see?
Right. I'm having a moment with you right now, fam. You about to ruin it. But no, I like it, man. I like it.
Yo. Keep Michael Ealy away from my wife, bro. This brother Michael Ealy is wild, man. Like, yo,
listen, man. So at this point, and I know this sounds crazy. At this point, I'm blaming Aunt Viv.
Yeah, why? Who else is there to blame?
Like Ealy is going to do what he's going to do, and now that it's been made clear that this could be potentially what he's doing. The fact that you are still trying to be around this person, like I get it. Women want to feel validated. Like sometimes as men, when we're around you so much, we tend to not do the things that we were doing when we were courting you. Excuse me. But like you don't, if you go elsewhere looking for that and you get that, you end up feeling like elsewhere is better than where you're supposed to be. But we're not in heavyweight leverage yet, so I won't get there.
And this is something that like I say pretty often. It's like there's no such thing as 100% person.
Right.
And I believe it was Cat Williams that said it first that I got it from, where it's like, ain't no such thing as 100% niggas.
Right.
So it's like you gonna go ahead and drop a 75% nigga for a 40% and stuff like that.
Right.
But like what happens?
Me and Lulu says don't trade your 80 for the 20.
So that's what I'm saying. So like that's the thing is like what happens is like when you go looking for the 20, like you find somebody that's got the 20, but then you don't realize that the other 80 ain't there. And so like there, and it's a tough thing to do, but it's like Uncle Phil also didn't handle it in the best way possible.
No.
Like, but it's like, but it's a TV show. Because it's like in a TV show, like that's how it happens because you have to create the drama and stuff like that. Like I would hope and I would assume that in most people's lives, like the conversation does go a bit differently, but like people are weird, bro. Like, like people don't think the same way that you think.
Right. And you got to realize Shaq and Kobe didn't always get along, but they won 3 rings.
That is true. But it's just like, yo, like, I don't know, like, how I would break it to her, but I'm like, no, you need to stay away from this man. Like, I don't know how to explain it to you.
I'm putting Jeffrey on him.
Yeah, like, yo,
double O
cases on all y'all.
Double O Shata. Like, I'm putting Jeffrey on this man, bro. Like, that joint is crazy, man. But yeah, all right.
Yo, when Uncle Phil hit Jeffrey?
Oh yeah.
What was that? I was like, yo, like,
nah, he didn't hit him. He hit the glove.
No, he didn't. He had the gloves up, and then like he like purposely he put the glove down.
You gotta rewatch it because I thought that's what happened too. He hit the glove hard, and Jeffrey like took the hit of the glove, and that's what he was like, all right, fam.
Oh no.
Nah, you gotta rewatch it.
And then he looked at him dead in the eyes and was like, yo, you work for me. And I was like,
I watched it 3 times just to make sure he wasn't disrespecting Jeffrey.
If you did the replay, if you did the Steve Javy replay, like I'll take your word for it.
Yeah, he hit the glove super hard, and Jeffrey was like, yeah, but nah, yeah, because I was about to be like, yo, Phil, if you gotta try to come at Mr. Miyagi, you about to get Daniel's son for real. So
look. Wait, Creasy got what's it called?
Word. Break some windows, drop some paint on your head. It's over.
Have you turned the corner on the Ashley storyline? Because I know you were really like you were kind of with it, but
I feel like it was a shock value for the show because like we haven't seen her in the last 2 episodes.
I mean, she's been she gets her little moments because she's not even the C plot, like she's a D plot,
right?
Type of deal. But I was like, like the episode where they went to the skating ring and stuff like that, like she had some dope moments in there, and then it's like that she had like the talk and like she's Hillary's become her confidant,
right,
and stuff like that, and it's like when eventually is this going to be a thing where she can express this to everybody else? But like
I think it's going to come out in an argument.
Of course, because that's how it always comes out. That's how all secrets come out, right?
Yeah, everybody's just got their own thing going on, and I feel like she's gonna have a moment where she's ready to talk to everybody, and there's gonna be so much going on and so much back and forth where she's just gonna scream it out, and everybody's gonna pause, and that's gonna help everybody to get. That might get rid of Michael Ealy, that might get rid of Phil and his situations, Carlton and Will. Like I feel like Ashley is going to be the anchor that gets everybody back on track. But that's just my assumption.
I mean, that sounds like a pretty good assumption to me. Yeah. So like, because like what you call it, like, Ashley or Hillary kind of sums it up where she's like, oh, like your first heartbreak. And I was like, damn, like it's a wild thing. It was like, cause I think everybody kind of remembers like their first heartbreak or the first time where it's like, you have a crush and you getting ready to do something and then like something happens and you just like, damn, like it's not like I ain't there. Like I ain't seen as like I thought I was.
Her heartbreak was centered around Will too. It's like her and Carlton going through the same thing.
Am I mistaken that was a plot point in the first? It was right. All right. Because I was just like, I'm pretty sure they're spinning this from the original, but I had to double check.
The twist they put on it was that
Ashley actually likes her.
Right.
But like I remember like young Shorty being all into which why wouldn't you be? Like you said, you got the swagger. He's tall. He's good looking. Stuff like that.
Philly talk different. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know how it go. All right. Let's transition from Bel-Air over to Snowfall.
Yeah. Or Franklin Saint. Yeah. I did not watch episode 4. Like I caught up. I did up 3, but it was like, that like, them episodes come out on Thursday, man. I feel like my Thursday, Fridays, Saturdays have been crazy.
You know what else comes out on Thursday? Bel-Air. You could go Bel-Air, Snowfall, and be done with your day. Go ahead. I'm listening. I'm gonna keep the whole bean. Like the way I told you, like when I watched Bel-Air and I was just like, I'm back in it. I ran with it, and it was like I didn't even look back. Banged out all those episodes. Snowfall's been a rough watch for me for some reason this season. Like I don't know what it is, and it's like to me it was my most anticipated show. It was the show that I look forward to most. It was the show that I liked the most, and like I'm finding myself having a hard time getting through these episodes. I can see where you're going with that. I can agree for 2 reasons. One, I feel like they're trying to make a big build up to the end of the show to where the last 3 episodes are going to be so suspense filled because you have the whole like changes mentally happening with boy that runs the projects.
Oh, Scully?
No, not Scully. Franklin Saint's boy.
Leon.
And then you got Franklin gonna be a daddy soon, and then you got these random people that are busting shots at people.
Twitter's been tearing his baby moms up.
Yeah.
Like they've been lighting her up, bro.
Yeah.
And
so it's just like I think they're trying to build up for like a big last few episodes. But for me, and I was concerned about it, and now I see like the homie RIP missing from writing is an effect on the show.
Who's missing?
John Singleton.
That's right. He was on there.
Yeah. Like, so I already knew the first couple seasons was going to be fire because that's probably stuff they already had.
He's probably been working on that script forever.
Exactly. So I don't know how much like creative expression he had on this season, or is it just a lot of people saying like, this is where we think this story should go, or are we starting from here? And it's like how much of John Singleton's creativity is still left in the show. And as that fades away and episodes continue and seasons continued, we'll probably see less of like what his vision was because he's not here anymore.
Do we know if this is the final season of Snowfall?
I don't.
Because I feel like I've heard rumblings, but I think I'm getting it confused with Atlanta because I know this is Atlanta's final season.
I mean, it could be because I mean, if you had to get through this whole season without John, and let's say he did have some insight on this season, that means the whole next season after that, you have to take credit for if that season goes well or if it flops. And that'll be on whoever is the creator at that time. And you know how writers can get lazy sometimes or find creative palettes to keep things interesting. We've seen several shows where the last episode is just like, this is what you had me waiting for.
Did I hear Game of Thrones? Is that what you just said?
Game of Thrones, Lost, Euphoria. Is like, we can keep going.
Oh, yeah, you're really not banging that Euphoria.
Nah, but yeah, so I agree with you. It has been kind of tough to.
Okay, so I'm not alone in it.
No.
I just like because I felt bad. Like I was like, yo, like I feel like I should like this show way more and I should be more into watching it. But it's like it seems like it's becoming like a chore almost.
Yeah. So for me, it's just like I feel like there's been a lot of action, but the action that does happen should have had me on a like, oh shoot, but it's kind of just like, oh okay, they shooting at each other again. It's just like
it wasn't like any build up to it. It's just like randomly happening.
Like I think about like that episode where Leon got into that drive-by and he wound up like killing was this Scully's
daughter,
stuff like that, and it was just like how impact. Like I was like I did like that. Like I was like look at that guy, like you can't speak.
Right.
And it's like I feel like this season hasn't had that.
Right.
And it's like like you said, like it seems like they are building something. And if I'm not mistaken, the show's doing the part we're getting like a first half, and then they're gonna take a break, and then they're gonna come back.
No. That's
so,
the thing now.
That's what I think that they're doing.
My goodness.
And I was like, I don't want it to turn into like Power, because like Power, like I remember once Ghost got shot, it was like I never picked it back up, and I don't think it's gonna be that. But it's like it's just been a rough. Like I feel like I've been putting other stuff ahead of it. That's all I'm saying.
This new episode is pretty good though. You can watch that one.
I'm gonna watch it. I'll get to it. But today's Sunday, but I think I'll be able to get to it.
Bringing back some old demons. All right.
Ooh.
So I started a new TV show.
Okay.
Winning Time is out.
I seen it too. Episode 1.
Okay.
That was one of the
2 episodes.
I know. I saw episode 1 though.
Oh, okay. All right.
So for those who don't know, Winning Time is about the rise of the Lakers franchise from Jerry Buss buying the team and them drafting Magic Johnson, and how it came of them becoming the Lake Show. Showtime. There you go. So the TV show is called Winning Time. It may say Showtime in the as well. It may just be called Winning Time.
It's called Winning Time.
But it stars, man, I don't know any of these people.
John C. Reilly? From Step Brothers?
I was gonna say that. Like, so you have the brother from Step Brothers, like it's freaking Shark Week. I gotta tell you for the white dog crap. But like some of the other guys, like the dude who plays Kareem, the dude who plays
they're pretty
Buss.
new.
Yeah.
You know what we legit were watching the first episode and we were trying to pinpoint who Magic Johnson was.
Yeah, right.
And then I was just like, I know this dude's face. And someone goes, isn't he the kid from Soul Food? And I was like, he is the kid from Soul Food.
Wow.
Googled it. It is not the kid from Soul Food. But I said that and it made sense, right? You were like,
right. I was like, I instantly saw it. I was just like, and then you said no. I was like, oh
man. The thing is, like, I pulled up the picture of him doing the thing. It's like, it's y'all. And he's doing all that. And I was like, it looks exactly like him. And then, like, of course, they're like, what does he look like now? Nothing like
that. Nothing like that. Yeah, that's crazy. That is crazy. But yeah, I'm enjoying the show. I think one thing that got me, and I'm a sucker for this in most movies, but it's just like when they talk to the camera.
Like almost like Office style?
Yeah, like they're talking to the camera, like nobody else knows, but they're talking like straight to you. You know what I mean? Like I've always loved that, like old school Eddie Murphy movies where somebody say something stupid and they just look at the camera and it's just like, oh.
It makes you feel like you're a part of the joke.
Yes.
Like you're in on it.
Yes.
Like, like you had the backstage pass.
Yes, that will get me anytime. The movie could be trash, but if you give that camera a look, I'm gonna be like, I want to see what's gonna happen next.
And John C. Reilly's like amazing at it. So he'll be in the middle and be like, see, this guy right here doesn't know. So just start doing all that.
I mean, Magic does it a couple of times too when he played the little open court game. I don't know if that was part 1. First.
That's part 1.
That was the first episode. Yeah, when he was talking crazy on the court and then he was talking to the camera, I was just like, oh, Magic, don't do him like this.
Yeah. They be having like Norm Nixon on there, like as if Norm Nixon was like Kyrie Irving or something like that. And I was like, Norm Nixon was a solid point guard.
That man hit a jumper in the fur coat. I was like, come on.
And then like embarrassed Magic Johnson too. And I was like, I wasn't at this party.
Right.
It's like that. And I was like, ain't no way that this is how it went down.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like they got me on the fence with Magic. It's like, is Magic a jerk or is he a really nice guy? It's like certain scenes he's a nice guy, certain scenes he's a jerk. But it's just like
I hope they don't give him like the Dr. Dre straight out of Compton treatment. Because they had like Dr. Dre, like he was an angel and straight out of Compton. And like Dr. Dre, we know was wild.
Well, we know there's clearly going to be a big buildup because I don't know because at first I didn't know what was going on until I realized it. But did you see the opening scene for episode 1?
Yeah, I mean, I watched the whole episode.
So did you know what that was significant of?
His HIV
diagnosis? Exactly.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
I didn't catch it at first. I was just like, why is this?
I was with this man to the hospital. I was like, damn, we're starting with his HIV.
And I was doing some stuff while I didn't see that he was in the hospital. I just seen him getting into the car.
Are you watching the show on your phone?
I was watching this episode on my phone. I was watching this episode on my phone. While I was cooking dinner. So it was just like, I made a banging dinner too. I'll show you the pictures later. I mean, we might have to do a little cooking segment out here. Y'all can't mess with me. But yeah.
Chef Freezer?
Ooh, don't get it going. You see that pinky up?
Chef Ferrari.
But yeah, so I'm enjoying it.
I'm gonna stay locked in.
Yeah. I really enjoy it.
I don't know what days.
I enjoy it more than I'm enjoying Snowfall right now. Like, it's a weird thing, but it's like, yeah. I don't know if you want to just go through it like real quick, like standout characters that are like really doing it for you that you like or something.
Jerry
like
Buss and Magic Johnson.
Okay, I mean that's it. Yo, to me, my favorite.
Yo, they got looking crazy though. Jerry West.
That's who I was about to say is my favorite. Jerry West is my favorite character on this show right now because he's losing it. Losing it.
Like when you see that man at the games, he got his little gray comb over, his little jacket on. Like Jerry West, you was tripping like this back then. like that.
Yo, you lose 7 finals in a row. It's like I'd be tight too, bro.
And become the logo.
And get MVP, finals MVP in the finals that you lost. He took that trophy. He was like, he's been trying to break that joint the whole episode.
Yeah, he glues it back together. It's like, yo, fam, it's a wrap, man.
I wish I could remember the actor who plays him because, he's in a lot of stuff, but he's never like the star.
I thought he looked familiar.
And it's like, and I was like, man, like, why does all they had to do was slap this wild wig on him, and he looks exactly like Jerry West. I was like, was this a thing that everybody knew that like I didn't know?
Right.
That this man looks just like Jerry West.
Right.
But like I think he's the standout. And then Magic Johnson's Pops.
Yeah.
He plays.
He's played in a lot of different movies.
He's in all the Marvel shows. So like, but like with the Marvel Netflix stuff, like he was in Daredevil.
Got you.
Daredevil, Luke Cage, all that stuff. He plays like the same character.
That's what I remember from in Luke Cage. I remember.
Yeah, he's like the arms dealer / drug dealer that they all always beat the shit out of.
Yeah.
It's like his name's like Turk or something like that. And it's like he's just been in a lot of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like he's just a really, really good actor.
Yeah, he's doing pretty well with the father role too.
But it's like I just think it's funny that like when they take him to the what's it called, the Staples Center back then? What was the Lakers place called for a minute? The Forum? Just like that. John C. Reilly is like, hey, don't worry, man, I'll walk you out, like no big deal. And then it's just like, I already know where this is going. But I was like, it was just dope when it happened. He's like, I went the wrong way. It's like, let me go get something over here. And he sees the court,
right? And
he goes over and he starts jumping. I was like, I'm in on this show, bro.
When that happened, I was instantly thinking of was it He Got Game where he had the moment where he walked in and they announced his name and everything like that?
Yeah. When Barry Allen goes to all the schools and stuff like that before they give him the white women.
Right.
That was the real Snowfall right there.
Right. Don't always go skiing. It ain't always for you. Ask Bono.
Damn.
R.I.P.
Damn. Wait. Sonny Bono?
Yeah, he died during a skiing accident.
Sonny Bono's still alive.
I might be talking about the wrong person.
Yeah, I was like from YouTube. He literally was just in Sing 2. He plays the lion in Sing 2.
Yep, definitely not the right guy. Somebody hit a tree during skiing. It was an accident, like a major star singer.
It was, and like I can't remember who it is like right now, but I was just like,
I didn't think it was Sonny Bono.
My bad, Sonny.
Yeah. Wasn't that Billy Mays? The the OxyClean guy?
I'm gonna look it up now afterwards.
I know my boy Pythagoras is watching this, and it's like he'll never let me live down his story of one time on Twitter. Somebody posted that Eddie Murphy died in a skiing accident type of deal. And like I reposted it and I was like, yo, like I can't believe this happened to my guy. And he just like, they no way Eddie Murphy. And it's like, I know he's gonna watch this. He's gonna be like, yo, this dude, like he never lets, anytime like a celebrity dies and stuff like that, he'll send me a text and be like, we got to keep an eye on Eddie Murphy. It's stuff like that. Like,
yo, that is hilarious. That is hilarious.
I know we got another show though to get to.
Yes, my UK boys, man. We out here. We on Netflix, man. Shout out to the UK, man. Top Boy is back. I've watched the first 2 episodes.
How many episodes is it?
I didn't check yet.
Okay.
I didn't check. I'm hoping there's a lot of episodes because it's been years. It's been years waiting for this.
Like 4 years?
Something crazy. It's been something crazy.
Mind you, I think it might be 4 years from when they put it on Netflix. I think the episodes were out before it got on Netflix. So I'm not sure, but I know it's been a minute and I have not been rushing through these episodes. Like usually when something come out.
Are you watching it on your phone?
Nope, I'm watching it on the TV. And like usually when these episodes come out, I blow through all of them and I'm ready to talk about it on the next podcast. I want to enjoy these episodes because I don't know if there's going to be another season, and if there is, it may take 6 years. So
but it's a UK show, right? Yeah. And I know that they do things different where it's like we do 10 to 12 episode seasons. Like they'll do like 4 episodes, but they'll be like 2-hour episodes. Like they just do things like really different. I gotta look it up. Because like I remember like my show for a while was the show Luther, like Idris Elba.
Yep.
And I remember I was plowing through that show, and then I was just like, yo, like I'm on season like 4, and I was like, I feel like I watched 3 episodes, and it was like, oh, because one season only had 2 episodes, and so on and so forth.
Right. 8 episodes.
You got 8 episodes this season. Yeah. Okay. And this is the 3rd season of this show.
2nd season. So the reason people think it's a 3rd season is because it's the TV show is a spinoff from a movie called Summer House, and it has some of the same characters.
So the movie comes first, then the 2 seasons?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and Summer House is pretty dope too. If you guys get a chance to watch that, I would check that out. But yeah, Summer House is just about the 2 main characters, the OG dudes, and their drug involvement and them being in reason it's called Summer House is like Summer House is a place where they live, and they're trying to own that territory and the drug trade in there, and a lot of tragic stuff happen, like typical drug movies. And then the TV show comes out and it has those OGs, and it's kind of like they're picking up from where they left off at the ending of Summer House, and then they're coming back for, I won't spoil it for whatever reasons, but like now there's young boys around Summer House, and they're the rich kids that's trying to rule, you know what I mean? And it's like having to still bring something, but the young boys is getting at you, and it's just like, it's a lot going on, and it's been pretty dope. And the young boy that they casted is doing a really good job with his role. Okay. A lot of people don't know this as well, but Dave is a UK rapper. He does he's kind of like on the same level of Stormzy. Okay. So like Dave does a lot of music with Stormzy and other people like that, but he was in last season and he did a really good job as well. So okay, yeah, they're really making sure that it's home base and they putting people on, and it's pretty dope. Yeah. Let me not put more stuff on my plate, but I feel like it'll be there. You and my brother are like really like what I tell you, like you know how like with Netflix, like sometimes like things just pop up. Like when he saw the 2 characters, he's like, Top Boy's back. And I was like, I guess it is. Like, I don't know. Like he was like, yo, like that's my show. Yeah. Like that. Like my guy. And so that's what I like to hear. And I was like, okay. I was like, apparently, like and he was just like, wait, you don't watch it? He's like, I feel like you love Top Boy. Mm-hmm. And I was shout out to @4Nick. @4Nick. That's his tag, right? I guess. I think that. Listen, man, that boy, Icy Legit Nick, Icy Glick Nick. There's a lot of like he's got a lot of names, brother. He got a lot of nicknames. Like yo, he's like MS, like that, like stuff like that. Like whatever. If it's @4Nick, @4Nick it is. Hey. But like so I was like, I feel like I gotta put it on the calendar. But it's like I'm pretty sure I haven't seen him for the past couple of days because he's been watching the Top Boy because like that's his jam. Oh yeah, I'm gonna hit him up like yo, because I don't really have nobody to talk to about it. What is it? What's the big thing? Is like they call drugs like candy or something like that, right? So like food. So like you're gonna say people trying to eat your food. Yeah, I'm like you let the man come by and take your food. I think all you got to do is do that to him and he'll light up. Like yeah, I'm gonna hit him up like yo, where's the food? Nah, he won't get that one. He'll be like, what? Food in the kitchen. You gotta do the whole accent and everything for him to get it. Cause like, where the food at? I don't know. Why'd you do the ER voice? He's like, what? Food's in the kitchen. Hey, food. All right, looks like rain. Looks like braids. That's for you, Drake. It's not happening. One take, boys. That's right. That's right in there. All right, well, that's it for Insomnia Hour, man. You want to move on to Popcorn Papi? Absolutely. Don't stop, pop that. Hey. So I finally got to see a movie. Okay. Like I feel like it's been like obviously I saw Batman. It has been a drought. I feel like I have not seen Batman. I apologize. But you do plan on it. I do plan on it for sure. Okay. Because like I think I'll go see it today. Yeah. Maybe. The way you just stared up at the ceiling, I was like, ain't no way, boy. Ain't no way. I was to say, like, you got the crib to yourself, like, I don't know what's going on. Like, I don't know if you would be happy if I watched it on my phone. I mean, you can watch a movie however you want to watch it. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's your world. But can't you cast to the TV? Cast it to the TV. I think it's worth it. Okay. Your boys haven't seen it? No. All right, we'll see. All right. I think you'd enjoy it. But I did go to the movies and I saw a new anime movie. It's called Jujitsu Kaisen 0. It's in the movies? Yeah, it's in the theaters. I went to the theaters to go see it.
like I said, like
is this like groundbreaking? Like, have anime movies been in the theater?
I've been on here talking about anime movies that I've seen.
No, I'm talking about in the theaters though.
Yeah, like this is where I see them. Like there's like when Dragon Ball Z was kind of the first one to really make those waves.
Yeah, I remember.
Like there's obviously like studio
terrible movie.
Which one?
That Dragon Ball Z. What's it called? Real Action, whatever.
No, not the Evolution one. I'm talking about like the Resurrection F when Frieza comes back, the Broly movie, like when Beerus first shows up, like those all went to the theaters. Like I saw those I saw those in the theaters.
Oh, okay.
And stuff like that. They were the first ones to like kind of do that. Like there's obviously like Studio Ghibli movies that are like legit movies and like like they win like Oscars and stuff all the time. But like for them to like make anime TV shows like and send them to the theater, because like in Japan they go to the theater all the time to see them, but like they started releasing them over here. The problem is like they're so kind of scared of like, are people actually going to watch these, that like they're literally only in the theater for like 2 weeks. And it's like if you miss them in that 2 weeks, then it's like you're gonna have to wait to see it on like Crunchyroll or like however you watch it. This specific movie was the #1 movie in Japan last year.
Okay.
Stuff like that. Like it's based off of a TV show called Jujitsu Kaisen. I think I talked about it on the pod before. I think in English it translates to like Sorcerer's War, but like nobody calls it that because it's like an awful name for a TV show. But it's like they are they're called Jujitsu sorcerers, and it's like they have the ability to see like demons. And like more specifically, it's curses. And it's like people throughout the day don't realize that when they put like their emotions and their feelings into certain things, like they put curses on people. And it's like their jobs is to eliminate curses. They're almost like curse detectives, like in a sense.
Okay. Ghostbusters.
Yeah, like, but it's like, what's really dope about it is like there's different ways to do that. Like some people are they use weapons that are like magically enhanced, and it's like, some people's like this sword for some reason can kill curses. Some people have like the physical ability is like, like I can like physically amplify myself to do that. Like I can transform, I could do this. One dude has the ability to like, it's called like spoken curses, and it's like he says certain things and you have to do that. So like he has to be very careful on how he speaks, because like he could say something, he's like, man, like shut up, and like you'll really like shut like stuff, like it's like crazy. But it's like when he uses his ability, like like he'll just be like explode or like pummel or something like that, and like create like wild stuff happens. And like
he pulls his face mask down.
Yeah, because he has like a whole scarf, it's like that. So like he legit has to. It sounds dumb, like as I'm about to say it, but like he speaks in like food recipes and stuff like that, because like food recipes are nothing. So like they can't make you do anything. So like he'll just be like, tuna or something like that. And like people be like, I guess I know what he's saying. Like they kind of it's almost like how like people understand R2D2, but like they don't understand it. And they just kind of move with it. But like what he looked like, and everybody's always like, yeah, like what's the deal with that? And then every time they show it, they're like, oh, okay, I see why he does it that way. But like the movie was fantastic. So like the anime movies, like I feel like every time that I watch them, because they're like hour and a half to like hour 45 minutes long. The first 45 minutes, I'm always like, is this all right? Like, is this good? But it's like they're so good at like setting up the first 45 minutes. Is like all this stuff seems a little bit boring. It seems like, like because you want to get to the action, you want to get to this stuff, but it's like all that stuff matters. It always culminates in the end is like, oh man, like people were sobbing at the end. Like the girl next to me was going through it, bro. So like, and it's like I said, like, like people put curses on people, like not for like on purpose and stuff like that, but it's like this one in particular, like it deals with like loss. And it was like, he had like this friend. They were very, very young, but it's like, how you have your questions like, oh, like we're gonna get older, we're gonna get married, and like we're gonna do stuff like that. And it's like, something very tragically happens to her, and like a curse gets put upon him, where it's like it's almost like her demonic form is like attached to him. And it's like I don't think it's a spoiler or anything like that, but he's just like, yo, like I can't believe like she put like this curse on me, because like that's how strong her love was for him and stuff like that. And then like like it takes a journey for him to figure out. It was like, no, he loved her so much that he's causing her to stay there and stuff like that. And it's like he put a curse on her, so like she's not even allowed to transcend, because like he can't let her go type of deal, stuff like that. And it's like, yo, like the way that things play out and stuff like that. And I was just like, yo, like, I definitely by the end I was like, oh damn, man. I was like, oh, this movie, God, it was good. Yeah. But and it's like the action is A1.
Boys, if they know anything about it, they be on the enemy wave.
It's a big it's a pretty big anime, so like I'm pretty sure that like he watches it. I feel like you do need to watch the anime for it because this is like a prequel to where the show is at now. So like a lot of the characters,
Yeah, it's
a
not
lot
gonna
of,
happen because I'm pretty sure the show's got like 102 episodes, right?
no, it's only like one season and it's got like like 12 episodes, I think, or something like that. It's on HBO Max. Easy to check it out.
Okay.
But like it would be like if you watch the Dragon Ball Z movie, right? And it was like let's just say it's about Goku and Vegeta going somewhere, and then it's like all of a sudden Piccolo shows up, all of a sudden Tien shows up, and it's like all that like
what is going on right now?
Like that, like the all of your fan favorite people from the show, like they show up in the stuff, and they're just like, oh, my guy's here, oh, this guy's here, oh, this guy's here. Like they're not really part of the main story, but then it's like, what are they doing like while this other stuff is going on? And it's just like they know how to do fan service correctly,
right,
and stuff like that. And it was just like I thought it was super dope, really well done. If I was gonna put it on the nasty scale, it'd be a full pricer.
Okay,
I think it's worth it.
All right. You done with that one?
Yeah, unless you had another movie that you watched.
No. I haven't watched anything yet. I got to go see Batman. I'm gonna go do it. I might watch this. You got me a little intrigued. I'm gonna see if the boys have watched it. If they saw, I might make it a little family.
Like, I guarantee you, Shinari has watched the show.
Probably.
Like, I think he's like, yo, you watch Jujitsu? He gonna look at you and be like, he's just gonna do something like that. It's like he's gonna do that, and then like you already know what it is.
All right, I'm gonna try that today.
Or if you just, I think if you just look at him, be like, yo, just like that, and see if he's like, Gojo.
All right, I'm gonna do it today. I'll send you a text, let you know how it goes. All right, well, let's get over to that hardwood check-in. Hey, the fade out.
It's like the MJ fight one.
All right, so I mean, let's get some sad news out the way first.
Okay.
Brittney Griner.
Bro, what is going on with that? Yeah.
All right, so I don't know a lot. I will share what I do know.
Okay.
So Brittney Griner plays basketball year round.
Yep.
I did not know this. So I know she plays in the WNBA, and then she plays for a team in Moscow, I want to say.
Yeah, it's Moscow.
When she's not in the WNBA season. And so I'm guessing she was in a Moscow season, and she was taking a flight back to the U.S. where they found hashish cartridges in her luggage, and they arrested her in Russia. And no one has seen or heard from her in some time. I think recently they were able to get notice that she's okay, but she is still detained. But what she was caught with is punishable up to 10 years. You know, they say that with a lot of stuff. Like you would sell a Newport, it's punishable up to 10 years. But they only give you so much time. But like from what I know, she's still detained right now in Russia, and they're not letting her go. And they don't know if it's whether or not they're holding her accountable for the penalty of what she did, or as part of like the whole war situation that's going on. And it just seems to be a lot because she is still not home.
Yeah. Like I've seen a lot of the hashtag free Brittney. And like, you know, like a lot of people have been like pretty outspoken, but it's like I wasn't pretty knowledgeable on the situation. Like all I saw was Brittney Griner busted with drugs and like is being detained.
Right.
So like I really want to pay it like pretty close attention and see like where this goes, because it's like it's crazy out here, man. And it's like, yo, to like I don't know if they're gonna try to play like the whole intent to sell, or if it was just like you said hashish cartridges.
Yeah.
So like we're talking about like, you know, like a vaping and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's like, yo, like everybody's different from the US.
Yeah.
And it's like, you know, you try to be fair where it's just like, yo, know the rules of where you at and stuff like that. But it just seems like for such a bright young star and so like a bright young lady, and for this to be something that like really can like derail her and it's like derail a lot of things. It seems it's like I feel like we got to get this figured out.
Right. And for me, I don't think this is a one-time thing. Like, you know, people do things for their self-care and for recovery of their body or whatever it is. Like, I'm not judging her having hashish cartridges.
Like, it's almost like the Sha'Carri Richardson thing.
Right. So it's just like, for me, I feel like she might have done this before. Like maybe it was just like, hey, I'm in Moscow. They got these little hashish cartridges. I've had a couple. It really helps me after a workout or with my mental state, whatever it may be. I bring a couple home, and she brought a couple home. And like every time she had a season in Moscow, maybe she did it until this one time where they were like, nah, you're being detained.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's usually sometimes that's how that stuff happens. You know, it's just like you get caught up. You get caught up.
You get the wrong person on the wrong day.
Right.
Where it's just like, oh, today you want to be super cop to be there. Like everybody else don't really trip. But it's like, well, if I was doing what I'm supposed, if they were doing what they were supposed to do, and you would have been known this, but it's like,
right.
You know what I mean?
Right. And I just feel like she's been caught up in an inconvenient, that's the word I was looking for. It just fell out of my head. I just feel like she's in a situation in which she can't control, and people are worried about her, and they don't really know what's going on, or like what type of treatment she's receiving, or like where she's being held. Like I feel like all that information is still up in the air. So shout out to Brittney. I'm hoping everything works out.
Yeah, prayers up for Brittney.
Definitely. All right, so we'll transition over to a hitter who had his moment. I don't know, it just came out that way.
Like, what was that?
Oh yeah, it just came out that way.
Let's not have that sticker. I'm not gonna open it up.
I was trying to cover up for a stutter.
I exposed your speech impediment. I apologize.
Yeah. Hey, you didn't have to do that. But yeah, Spencer Dinwiddie, man, got back at them Nets. He got back at them boys.
Like, wasn't I saying earlier? I was like, yo, people are trashing Spencer Dinwiddie, and I was like, he's a pretty solid point guard. And then he goes to. He gets traded and everybody's just like, like you get rid of Porzingis for nothing. And it's like, he's been really, really solid for him because he's a decent point guard.
Mm-hmm.
And like at the end of the Nets game, they're playing the Nets.
Yep.
And it's like, Luka comes down, hits a buzzer beater.
Mm-hmm.
Durant comes down, hits a buzzer beater.
Mm-hmm.
Luka comes down, gets doubled, hits off Dinwiddie to hit the game-winning buzzer beater.
Game winner, and that brother went crazy.
He went crazy.
I don't know what he was saying, but I'm pretty sure it was like, F them Nets. They tried to get rid of me. They thought I couldn't ball. They didn't want me on the roster. Here I am ending a night.
Yet again, another player drafted by the Pistons that we gave away for peanuts. I think I was talking to my brother, and I was just like, yo, like we've been a not very good franchise for like so long, but I was like, it boils my like. It boils me to see guys that we drafted that we gave away for nothing, like Spencer Dinwiddie, Chris Middleton is like the biggest example. Stuff like that. It's like guys that like we should have been building around, but we're building around like Luke Kennard, like stuff like that. It's like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like it's just
being a terrible franchise.
Have we been paying attention to us recently though?
No.
We've won 8 of our last 12 games.
That's what's up.
And the 4 games that we've lost by like a grand total of like 8 points.
That's what's up. And you're like 20-42?
Something like that, because the Knicks are 18-45, I think. Something like that.
Y'all don't have a better record than us.
I think you might want to check that, my guy.
Yeah, I will check right now. I will check right now. While we do that, you can transition into the Timberwolves bully the Lakers.
I could do that, or I could talk about like how Marvin Bagley's been a revelation for the Detroit Pistons. Like I feel like everything's coming together. I'm excited for next season.
I was a little skeptical about that trade, but
I was not.
I like Marvin Bagley, but I just felt like he was kind of falling off the radar. So I'm glad that he's getting to reinvent himself in Detroit.
I think that's what happens when you get drafted before Luka Doncic and Trae Young. Like that, you're just constantly going to be. Well, you get drafted after DeAndre Ayton, before Luka, before Trae Young. It's like you're just going to constantly be. Compared to them, so like, and then unfairly so, but it's like we got him for peanuts, so it's like about time we start doing it to other teams. You got the standings up.
I do,
and we're in last place in the East.
You are 19-52. You are 1 game ahead of the Orlando Magic for last place.
Let's get it.
The Knicks
coming for you, Orlando.
The Knicks are in 12th place. Well, we're tied for 11th and 12th at 30 and 40, right behind the Wizards.
So we're only 11 games behind you?
So, yes, but that's a lot.
Is it?
And we are only 5 or 6 games away from the Hawks and the Nets. I mean, the Hawks and the Hornets, and the Nets are only 1 game ahead of them. So we might be able to make the play-in. We'll see what happens. You guys will be playing consolation games against some high school locally where you guys are from.
If we're not going to make the playoffs, I'd rather get the number 1 pick.
Again?
Yeah.
Okay.
What's your last number 1 pick?
Chill.
Exactly. I was saying, like, you want to get disrespectful. We can watch a guy. We start like, yo.
Oh my goodness.
I got that thing on me. You could get clapped.
This man's getting all defensive,
No,
acting
just
like Patrick
you
Beverly
get
was
clapped.
acting like Patrick Beverly.
Don't try to
was
transition.
Acting
Don't
like
try
Patrick
to make
Beverly
a-
was
don't-
acting when he played them Lakers.
Don't try to make a professional transition while you over here getting railroaded. Don't do that.
You're trying to gaslight me.
I was about to turn into Ruth on Ozark. Like, I'm tired of this, Marty.
I tell you, I saw a little girl that looked like
I was there, bro. I was there.
Yo,
Looked like a little Ruth.
yo, she came sliding down the slide of the little kid's joint with the little gold locks. I was just like,
Shit.
Ruth? Ruth? Little bitty Ruth?
Yeah, they had her running around with a pump shot for like 4 episodes straight.
Yo,
She was losing it. Right?
Tripping. But yeah, so we will transition though.
Yeah.
Patrick Bev,
Yo.
as he does,
Yeah.
talks crazy.
Always.
Even when this man was in the little 2K NBA, like, you know, I don't know if you watched that or not. So when like COVID first hit, they were doing like a 2K.
Yeah. They would like play each other like online and stuff.
Right. And he was talking crazy to everybody. He was doing that same thing to the Lakers.
Yeah.
This man openly, with the thumbs down, told Westbrook he was trash.
It was crazy.
Right in his face while he was walking down the court. And he went up to LeBron and was laughing and joking with LeBron, almost like he was like, yo, you know your boy's trash. You know I got you locked down right now.
Can I do a quick Patrick Beverly thing real quick?
Sure.
Patrick Beverly is the guy, and everyone that plays ball knows this guy.
Mm-hmm.
He always shows up to the court.
Mm-hmm.
He don't got no car. He didn't come with no water.
Smell like weed.
He smells like weed. He whatchamacallit. He plays literally the entire day. He shows up sweaty. And then like when it's time to leave, he has like a whole layer of sweat around him.
Yes.
And then when everybody else is ready to go, he's like, yo, y'all think y'all could drop me off over here real quick? And then you're like, yeah, I guess. And he's like, all right, cool. Can I use your phone so I could call my girl? It's like, yo, man, like you ain't come here with nothing. That's Patrick Beverly. Like
get in the seat and don't change his shirt. He was just balling in. Like, bro, this is about to be all over my seat.
Yeah, I was gonna say that he's got like almost like the soul glow was like it's like his whole silhouette's like on your leather seat. Like, yo, like that's man. Patrick Beverly to me. It's like, and everybody knows like that guy. It's
but
like
he's a dog on the court.
And it's like, I don't mind having you on my team, but it's like he thinks that like he's the reason why y'all winning. Like, you know what I mean? It was like, yo, like you'd be like, yo, man, like, yo, we played up to 21 and like you had like 16 points. He was like, yeah, but I had that dude on lock though. And then it was like, yo, if we didn't have that dude on lock, we wasn't getting that done. But it's like, I mean, like, I guess like we're all like, all right, like relax.
I love his energy. I feel like every team needs that guy, because when people are acting weird and like morale is low, he's the type of guy that can turn a whole day around.
They've said, like, I think it was like Karl-Anthony Towns and like other players have said like how big he's been for morale over there. It's like that. So like I'll give him the credit for that, but I can't sit here and pretend like he's not one of the most annoying players like of all time. He's the dude you hate to play against, but you love to have him on your team. I actually don't want him on the Pistons at any point in time ever. Like, I just saw that.
And the Lakers ended up losing that game, right?
They did.
And then turned around and lost to the Wizards. Porzingis game winner.
Yeah, they did. But LeBron James did move past Karl Malone.
He did move past
Karl
Malone.
He is the number 2 scoring all-time scorer of all time.
He's right behind Kareem.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. He passed.
How far away is he from Kareem?
I don't know the exact number, but I know like someone put it out there. They were like, if LeBron James continues to average at least 25 points per game, it'll take him 58 games to pass him. So like, it's very easily that next year LeBron James
mid-season.
LeBron James could be the number 1 leading scorer of all time.
At B Mizzy, did you hear that? I'm just saying.
For a dude who people kept saying is not a scorer, like scoring is not his number 1 thing. He's a playmaker, but it's like he has more assists than Magic and more points than Jordan. So I'm just saying, like, what do you just think about it in a nutshell?
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
I think he's the only person in the 30,000 points, 10,000 rebounds, 10,000 assist club and stuff like that. And it's like, it's just a all-out assault on the record books for LeBron James. And it's like, you know, Tom Brady, and I know we'll get to Tom Brady in the next segment and stuff like that, is like,
no, we won't.
is his assault on the record books. It's like, you know, like you want to talk about like, you can't tell the story of the NFL like without Tom Brady. It's like NBA, like you can't tell the story regardless of who you believe is the GOAT, who you believe is the best. Is like you cannot tell the story of the NBA without putting LeBron James' name in there. It's pretty because it's almost like Will Chamberlain. Anytime anybody does anything, the only person to do this was Will Chamberlain. Well, also the only person to do this is Will Chamberlain and LeBron James.
Factual.
Okay. So
I respect it. I respect it. I respect it. Hey, all right. I think that's it. Oh no, Curry out to a playoffs.
Yeah, I
don't even know what happened.
I don't know what the injury was either. I think it's an ankle injury, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. I know there was a game where they were playing the Celtics, and there was a loose ball.
It was his wrist.
Marcus Smart dove for the ball and like landed on Curry's wrist and ankle.
Yep, that was.
And I think there was a point where like Steve Kerr was like arguing with Marcus Smart, like that's not a basketball play and all that stuff. I mean, it really wasn't a basketball play, but Marcus Smart is not. And he doesn't do stuff like that intentional. He's just a dog on the court, and he's gonna lay on the floor whenever there's a loose ball.
As Steph Curry's coach, you need to make that argument.
Yeah,
like you can't just not say nothing,
of course,
and stuff like that.
Of course.
But like, yeah, that is you're 100% right. Like that's the injury that took place, and apparently he's out to the playoffs. They are very much entrenched in the second seed in the West anyways. So like I don't think that they're big tripping over it, but it's just like it seems like they just keep having setback after setback. Yeah. It's like no, they had to wait for Clay, then they had to wait for Draymond. Now they're gonna have to wait for Curry. And then Wiseman's having a setback like as well. Like he just re-aggravated, he just re-aggravated some injury because I know he was in the G League, he was putting in some work. But like now they're saying that it's gonna be like another week or two before he shows back up. You know what I mean? So it's like
just sit everybody down.
I think it's just crazy that they're having all this stuff and they're still the number 2 seed in the East or the West. That's
what I'm saying. Sit everybody down for like a good week. Like, hey, y'all go play poker, chill, relax, rehab your body, and then we'll work y'all back in. If the record starts getting real crazy, we'll bring you back one.
I'll tell you 2 people who was not worried about that at all. Kuminga.
Right.
And Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole's like, you guys want to give me some more minutes? Like, let's go.
Right.
Like that brother, like he's gonna
and I feel like those guys can hold it down. Like
I think they can.
They will definitely win games, and you can get your major guys some rest.
Jordan Poole has played himself into a lovely contract that's going to be coming his way. Because like,
of course,
it's
not going to be with the Warriors.
So. It's not because they don't got them.
No, right.
But like they're there's no team out there that could not use a Jordan Poole, and it's like he's gonna be hot on the market like when he shows up. And he's one of the main reasons. Why I'm so high on the Warriors, because it's like, obviously Steph, Clay, Draymond, all this other stuff, but I'm like, yo, you got that brother come up. Like people don't like he's Jordan Clarkson the younger.
Yeah.
It's like you just bring like he's just like that money, like you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
Like that.
All
right. Well, we'll transition into some home cooking.
Oh, I didn't even know we had anything.
Oh yeah.
I'm coming home again. Do you think about me now and then? Do you think about me now and then? Cause I'm coming home again. It's time for some home cooking with Big Nasty and Uncle Raisin.
Hey, all right, we'll get right to it. Sad news, and a tough fought battle. Central boys lost in the semifinals to Boston College High School by 6.
Okay,
but it was like the scene, the atmosphere, out of control. It was definitely out of control. Like it went really well.
So it's kind of like when the Chiefs and Bills played in the playoffs, where it's like it wasn't the Super Bowl, but it felt like the Super Bowl.
Yes. Okay. And like I think there was like some key moments that really. Sorry, I'm just looking. I was trying to see if I could look up some stats. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get to it, but yeah, it was a really good game. It was like a lot of guys stood out on both squads. You know what I mean? Like BC started the game off with an alley-oop dunk to some guard. It looked like he was only like 5'8", 5'9", but then Central came down and like hit like 4 threes in a row. One of them was shot by the center, and he knocked that joint down all net. Whack! Like it was like they was going shot for shot. I don't know how many lead changes there were in the game. There were leading scorer for Central. I think there was a couple guys with 16, and then BC High had a kid who had like 32. Okay. Yeah, so he had a day, but like ultimately, like it came down to like possessions in the fourth quarter, and it was like
as it always does,
right? And it was a really gut-wrenching situation where it's like, how is this going to end? You know what I mean? So for both programs, I think they played very well, but like I said, Central Eagles fell. I know the girls did play in the championship yesterday. I didn't get a chance to get to the game, and
you don't even know if they won or lost.
And that's what I'm saying. So I'm feeling like they may not have won, because I think I would have heard something by now if they did win. Like I feel like I would have heard something by now, but I will get clarity on that. So by next pod, we still gonna give them their flowers. Like regardless if they won or lost, they made it to the championship, and you know what I'm gonna say. I say it all the time. It just looks good for Springfield ball. Yeah, I mean,
the birthplace of basketball.
Right. You know, and it helps to say, like, you know, we got athletes here. Bring your scouts, bring your talent advisors, and come check these kids out because they are playing good ball over here. And like I said, everybody's not going to get to D1, but like those D2 and D3 schools that don't get the kids that they wanted to go D1, you know what they're going to do? They're going to give scholarships up too. And if they can't get kids from Central, you know what they're going to do? Oh, I heard there's a kid down the street at Side Tech that's balling. Let me go down there. I heard there's a kid at Putnam that's getting up buckets. Let me go down there. I heard there's a kid over at Commerce. Let me go over there and take a look. And now before you know it, they're just chilling in the city, looking for opportunities to notice talent. And it's just going to make it better for our kids to understand that they have those opportunities if they put the hard work in. And I love it. So shout out to Central for putting the magnifying glass on the city.
Shout out to him. You know, out in the Eagles, baby.
That eagle sounded crazy too.
It was. It really hurt. Stop playing cool. I feel like my voice is like, hey, get out my way. Watch out as I come through. Busting in your line, cracking numbers in two. When I bring the pain in, what you gonna do? Go harder than hard, rougher than rough.
I never knew this song, and now I know it by heart.
What's the next part then?
Clean out your locker on how to get you.
What you want?
Some more John Madden.
The rock in the palm of my hand, but what you got? I got John Madden. So now they're wearing the Blitz.
It's crazy because I don't know where. I think I was at the barbershop with the boys, and I want to say it was Peaches and Creams. I can't remember. It was a Missy Elliott song.
1 Minute Man?
Break Me, yes. And then Luda comes on, and I'm sitting here chilling, talking with the boys, and I find myself singing the Luda verse, and I was like, darn it, Joel.
Ludacris, the maintenance man. Get your oil change. I'll check fluids and transmissions. You 1 minute fools. You wonder why y'all missing.
And that's exactly where I started singing.
Exactly.
It's like, no rewards, no regards. So it's like,
the hard head make a soft ass. So the hard dick make the sex smash.
Oh, my
Jumping pools and make a big splash.
We digress.
It is the Blitz. It is the Blitz package. All right.
The NFL right now is looking like an NBA
out of
season.
control.
It's crazy.
It feels like Wall Street is crashing and everybody's trying to sell stocks and buy stocks, and now Wall Street's going back up, and they're like, "Hey, look where we're at right now."
Do you want like just
I'm gonna breeze through everything that has happened
because I know you got
since the last time we've been here. All right, so Deshaun Watson goes to the Browns.
Yep.
They gave up 37 picks for him. Oh, and his $230 million is all guaranteed. Fully guaranteed. Whoever his agent is, help me buy a house. Right.
I don't know what pictures that he has of the Cleveland
Browns.
Right.
Like,
whatever it is.
You're gonna do this and you have no choice. All right, Von Miller goes to the Buffalo Bills
on a 6-year,
$120 million. And he's
crazy.
like 38.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's out of control. Raheem Morissette went to Miami. Shout out to Miami.
Boy, Mostert.
You happy about that? Mostert, my bad.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Me and Pythagoras, the San Fran, Miami, like the alliance is strong, bro. It's strong.
Yeah, it's crazy. Allen Robinson went to the Rams.
Yep.
And Juju Smith-Schuster went to the Chiefs.
And also Julio Jones got released.
And
Robert Woods got traded to the Tennessee Titans.
To the Tennessee Titans, which is new. And on top of all of that, the Raiders went out and got a corner. They got Avery Everett. No.
It's Everett, though.
It is Everett from the Baltimore Ravens.
Mm-hmm.
Then they went and got Chandler Jones.
Oh, yeah?
To play defensive end because we needed to shore up both those spots.
Yep.
So because of that,
they did release Carl Nassib.
Yep, they sure did. So we were going to use that first and second pick to go defense and possibly get a corner and a DN.
I'm glad all their moves were defensive based though, because that's
so,
all the moves that they made.
Exactly,
they didn't make any other moves.
Right. So because they made those defensive moves,
that
first and second pick kind of got freed up to go get Devante Adams. Let's go, DA. My Devante Adams jersey's in the mail. I've been waiting for a Raiders jersey to get because the last one I bought was Khalil Mack. He signed it. The next year he was gone. Sorry, my wife took a picture with Amari Cooper. The next year he was gone. I said, "What's up to Marshawn Lynch?" Next year he was gone. I'm sorry.
Maybe you're the flight of the whatchamacallit. Maybe you're the problem.
I'm canceling my Devante Adams jersey. I'm canceling it. I'm not buying it. No, I'm good with the jersey. As long as he doesn't sign it, we're good.
I would say if you buy your jersey with an American Express card, you have what's called jersey assurance. So like if your player that you buy.
No. We're not giving them that commercial until they give us some money.
Yeah,
Yo, I got two
I like
American
that
Express
though.
cards.
I like that though.
Yeah.
I like that. But yes, I'm hyped. I am hyped.
So should we start with the Raiders or do you want to end with the Raiders? That's the real question.
Let's start. We already here. Let's start with the Raiders.
Go ahead, man. Your boys made moves. Speak
Yeah.
on it. I'm gonna back up.
All right. So listen, Devante Adams is big for several reasons. All right. So we know why this happened. All right. Devante really wanted to stay with Green Bay, but he wanted to get paid. And the first person that was advocating for him to get paid was the one person who stole all this money. That boy AA, bro. He was like, yeah, I gotta get this money, and I have to get 150 mil of it guaranteed, which lets me know that I do not care about you. I care about this money because I didn't make sure you got paid at all. So this man was like, all right, I already wanted to play with my homie over here in Vegas that I played in college with. So he forced a trade, and he got out of there because he didn't want to get tagged.
Yep.
He made that
Because
clear.
that was it. That's what Green Bay was trying to do, was franchise tag him.
And they were going to do that, and they didn't even give him the exclusive tag.
No, I didn't realize that was the case.
Yeah, they didn't give him the exclusive tag. It was like some I don't know the difference between the two, but I know like if you tag a great player, you want to give them the exclusive tag, and they weren't even doing that. So he gets traded to the Raiders. They give up a first round pick.
First and second this year.
First and second this year, and I think a third.
That sounds about
or
right.
a second next year.
I think it's a third.
Yeah, it's well worth it. It's well worth it because Cleveland had to give up 3 first rounds, 2 second
we'll get to
rounds.
Cleveland. We'll get to Cleveland.
So everybody's saying, "Oh, y'all overpaid for the best receiver in the league." You sound stupid. You sound stupid, and you can hate all you want because you want Devante Adams, and if you don't, then you are stupid again. All right, we have this man, and I know what's going to happen. It's going to bring another player. It is going to build confidence in Derek Carr to become the quarterback, to get back to being the quarterback that he was when he was in the MVP race. You know, it'll help him.
Only the MVP race in your head that you were championing.
Yes. That's where I'm leaving it at there. All right. Okay. Because then
just so we're clear, because there was nobody else was putting him in that race except for you at that point in time.
Right.
All right. Okay.
He was in that race. I don't care what you say.
Right.
But I think he's still recovering from the whole broken leg situation, and he just hasn't been confidently the QB that he was before, and getting Devante Adams is going to change that. And I did hear that that boy Josh Jacobs is openly recruiting Julio Jones, and I'm all for it because if you got Devante on one side, Julio on the other side, Hunter Renfrow in the slot, Josh Jacobs in the backfield, while Darren Waller is playing a wide receiver type tight end. Yo, listen, fam.
I think urban philosopher Michael Jackson once said that team is dangerous. If that's the case, I don't know if that's the whole thing, but like even still, it's like it's a wild lineup. I know you can't wait to get the next Madden.
I can't wait. I can't. Mind you, I used to play with the Raiders before, and people were like, "How do you win with the Raiders? They're trash." It's because I'm good at the game. But you know what I'm gonna do with the Raiders now? Why everybody else is picking them because they bandwagoning. But yeah, I'm excited. We picked up one of your boys too. I can't remember his name.
Mac Hollins.
So he was
solid.
Yeah, he's solid. I think he's gonna be like a slot type guy. They could work in and out of the game because I know Deshaun's probably not coming back. But after these acquisitions, Deshaun may decide to stay. He hasn't really made a decision yet, so we'll see what happens. But I am excited. I am very excited, and I must say I haven't been this excited in a long time.
I'm glad to see you excited because, like, I thought the Chandler Jones news was big.
It was,
and then like all that, like not even.
I didn't even get a chance
to
soak that
in. That's
what
I mean. And then it was like maybe an hour or two later. All of a sudden, I was like, well, there goes that.
Right. And Everett's not even like a top tier corner, but he's decent.
Yeah, he's a good corner.
And the reason he could be a good corner is because if you have Chandler Jones putting pressure on the quarterback, he has to get rid of the ball early. Then Everett gets a chance to make those aggressive plays that could lead to tip balls or could lead to interceptions. So I liked it. I was still soaking that in when the Devante Adams trade came in. I was like, I talked about it last time. All this news around the Raiders, and then nothing really happens, and you get me excited for nothing. So when I saw it,
a lot of swings and misses.
Right. So when I saw this, I was like, this is not true. Even though I was one of the main people saying Devante was coming. I was like, him and Aaron is coming. I was just like, all right. So Aaron re-signed. I was like, man, this Devante stuff's probably not really going to work out. Then I get the text, and I was just like, this ain't true. This ain't true. I looked it up again, and it was like, blink, 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 blink. Shannon's like, Devante. I was like, yes, let's get it, baby. Hey, so if you want, just get in the comments. Let me know who your former team was that you were a fan of, and I'll help you to get a Raiders application. I'll get it submitted real quick so it doesn't look like you're bandwagoning. We'll add
2 years to your Raider fanhood so that you're automatically exempt from all the chatter of you just coming over because of Devante Adams, just let me know. I know a guy. You'll be all right.
I don't want to rain on your parade.
Okay.
And it's no raining on the parade.
Don't.
We can just move on.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Go ahead. I'm listening.
Is the one thing about the Raiders is they have a history of overpaying for wide receivers like too late after. Like you could go back as early as the Jerry Rice. You could go to Randy Moss. You could go Jordy Nelson. You could go Antonio Brown. I feel like there's someone else like in there. And I was like, I think that Devante Adams, as of right now, is in a better position than all of those guys were.
Yes.
So like he is better, but it's like, yo, like what is he? He's getting 30 mil a year. 30 mil for a receiver is just crazy in general.
Yes.
And stuff like that. But it's like, if you're like, to me, like if the Raiders are okay with it, then I think, hey, like what else is there?
I'm okay with it.
I think Devante Adams got a lot to prove because I think a lot of people have been saying that Devante Adams is only Devante Adams because of Aaron Rodgers.
And they're always Aaron Rodgers now has a lot to prove too.
I mean, but that's the thing is like Aaron Rodgers does though, because like who
does he have to throw the ball to now? Lizard?
No, but what I'm saying is like
and Cobb.
Well, it started off where it was like who? Donald Driver, then it was Greg Jennings, then it was Jordy Nelson, and then it became Devante Adams. Stuff like these people end up like whoever it is, he's got to like, you know what I'm saying?
And
like,
they do have a first and second round pick.
Yeah, and like who knows if it's Julio Jones, like who, like, you know what I'm saying? Like like I'm not saying that like
and I know the best receivers in the draft is coming from the Ohio State.
Yeah, we're gonna spoil it.
I'm hoping. If we could get one of them boys, I'll be excited.
All I'm saying is that I'm skeptical. Like as much as I'm happy for you guys and like you guys, because like I said, Aaron Rodgers strike out, Russell Wilson strike, like it was like all that type of stuff, and it was like,
man. Is AFC West now the best division in football?
I think it's without a doubt.
Yes.
Like, you know, and then like especially like Juju going to Kansas City too. Like I don't know, like it's gonna be bombs over Baghdad in that whole division. Like that joint's gonna be wild.
Listen.
And before the Devante Adams thing, I was like, yo, everybody's making like all these moves and like everybody's looking real crazy. I was like, the Raiders are the one team that's done nothing. And
I was like, we're about to get scraped. We need to get something done. And I was just like,
was it Adrian Boner was like, I'm getting clapped. It's like that's what it felt like. And I was like, I didn't want to like go mad crazy on the pop four.
I was kind of like
they looking too good.
Like they strategically waited and was just like, all right, this is what we doing. Wow, ripped it all off. They also picked up Brandon Bolden from the Patriots.
Did they?
Yes.
I feel like Brandon Bolden was gonna die a Patriot. Like he was gonna like
he left. He wanted to play for Josh.
Okay.
So he came over because Josh came over. They actually took a fullback from the fullback kid from the page, Jacob. I can't remember his last name, but it's a fullback kid that came from the page. So him and Brandon Bolden both came over together.
So I think safe to say, since the whole John Gruden thing, like you are pleased with this new Raiders regime.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
That's kind of like what I want to be. Like, that's kind of what I get at.
Still have to see how these coaches are going to coach, but as far as like what this roster is looking like,
I'm still blown away by the fact that like Josh Jacobs is like 23. I was like, yo, if you would have told me that brother was 31, I would have believed you. I feel like he's been in the league forever.
If that man gets Julio to come over,
I think you need to get a Josh Jacobs jersey at that point. If he's doing some LeBron recruitment, some lead GM, that's what they call LeBron.
I'm sorry.
They recruiting. But let's go. Like, what do you want to get to next? Like I said, I know a lot of this stuff. Like, you know,
Deshaun Watson. So first things first. He's found innocent on everything. Uncle Phil.
For real. You're the only father that I ever knew. Sorry.
I love it. We don't have copyright for that.
Well, because like you said that he's found innocent, like on a federal level.
Yes.
But he still has like 22 civil lawsuits out there. Like, let's not pretend like those things.
But I don't think any of those will result in jail time. I think the two things that it'll probably hit him the most, and it'll probably hit his wallet, and it'll probably lead to NFL.
Why do you think all that money needs to be guaranteed? There's a reason.
Facts. Yeah. And it'll probably hit him in suspension, so he may be out for a couple games. I think that might be one of the reasons why Baker Mayfield hasn't been honored in his request to be traded, because they may be saying like,
hey, they traded him mad crazy. Like he was like, I want to be traded.
Like shut up and go clean the bleachers like you've been doing in them commercials. All right, go see who's at the door and help with the groceries.
Like, all I think about is that meme, like,
but I feel like he could end up playing like the first 6 to 8 weeks. You never know how this happens, you know, because
I'm surprised that brother's in the NFL at all.
I feel like there's gonna be like a big slew of closed cases for Deshaun Watson. No, I feel like like you said, a lot of these civil cases are gonna be like, all right, in the court done, okay, in the court done, and then like before the season,
Or
it's
they
gonna be
plead out, or like we're gonna make a deal real
right.
quick.
It's like so, all 22 women pleaded out to $2 million. He's got to pay 60 million to whoever.
Is this your math right now? Is that what you're just?
I was just I'm throwing them. Wait, what I said? 20 women, 2 million.
You said 22 women, 2 million.
So it's $44 million.
Hey, there you go.
All right. So
that's Springfield Public School education. Don't never forget.
Boom. All right. So I mean, you got guaranteed money. I'm pretty sure you still got money from Houston.
I would hope so.
I would hope so. You still got 230 million that you just got guaranteed. So
that's a crazy number.
It is.
That would be like
off the top. And
if you had $230, right? And I was like, yo, can I get like $40? Like, how much would that really bother you? Like, that's how much money that he's working with.
Right.
It's crazy.
No, it's more like I feel it's more like if you had $2,300 and you was like, can I get $40? And you're like, all right. Because if I got 230, you ask for 40, you put me under 200. I'm at 190 now. It's like what do you need the 40 for? Because maybe we can get on this together. Because if there's some food, I need to eat too. Let's eat together.
20, my guy. Make it happen.
Make it happen. But yeah, so I do think it is a good point that he could still face some suspension from the NFL because I know they're really cracking down on the whole domestic violence and the treatment of women from NFL players and the way it makes the league look. So I would think it's highly unlikely that he avoids a suspension. It's just about how extensive and how long the suspension is.
Not from the commander-in-chief Roger Goodell. Like that brother gonna make sure you get something.
Right. There you go. Mind you, I feel like Goodell. Forget it.
Forget it. I saw
forget it. Forget it.
But like, at the second that I saw this trade, I was like, "Bravo, Houston!"
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I was like, "Yo, you got 3 first-round picks, a second-round pick, and a third-round pick."
Yeah.
Or I think it was a third and a fifth.
I think it's 2 second and 2 thirds.
Bro, it was just
it was a lot of picks.
Regardless, is like, here's a guy who's not. It's almost like a Ben Simmons thing. It's like, here's a guy who's not playing for us,
right?
And he's not going to play for us,
right?
And you're trying to tell me that you're going to give us 3 first, like regardless of all the other picks, you're going to give us 3 first-round picks for this guy. Who
is Deshaun happy with anything other than the money? The Browns don't look good.
They got Amari Cooper.
That's it.
We got Nick Chubb.
Okay, so we're gonna load the box and play 1 under 1 over on Amari. Where's he going with the ball? Jarvis Landry's gone.
Apparently, there's talk that they might re-sign Jarvis Landry again.
I doubt it.
I'm just saying that there's talk. What if they get Julio Jones?
That's true. Julio is a big factor for a lot of teams. So is, which people are not talking about, and I don't know why, Michael Thomas still does not want to play for the Saints. Josh, call Mike. Call Mike. Forget Julio. Call Mike. No offense, Julio. If you want to come, you can come in case we don't get Mike. I mean, if you want to come, just come. All right. But I mean, if we could get Mike, if anybody could get Mike.
You were just making Hunter Renfrow just go.
No, Hunter Renfrow is always going to be in the slot. He's that slot guy. He is so dangerous.
So you telling that Michael Thomas and Julio Jones are tag teaming out that second wideout spot on the outside?
No, we're going 4 wide. We're going
so Darren Waller's not in there.
Huh?
So Darren Waller's not in there.
No, Josh Jacob will come off the field and Darren Waller will be on there, and then Josh will be on the field. Darren will come off. So those will be the 2 guys that interchange. Yes.
Okay. All right.
Yes.
Because like to me, like when I heard about the whole Devante Adams thing, I was like, well, this seems like a good look for Darren Waller, who's like the second or third best tight end in the league.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I would love to have Michael Thomas on the other side of the field.
Like for some reason, I don't know what it is about Michael Thomas, but I was never the biggest fan of him. Like granted, like for fantasy, he was amazing.
He's the best wide receiver in football before he decided to not play football.
I don't know if I subscribe to that.
Like, you have to check the numbers. You a numbers guy.
Yeah.
You an accolades guy. Check his numbers.
Because I'm pretty sure during that time, like that was DeAndre Hopkins, Julio Jones were like the guys.
Check his numbers.
Okay. I'm not
saying.
As
soon as we done, we check it. That's fine. We'll put this right here as a reminder. We're checking them numbers.
Is the mechanical pencil is going to remind me to check the numbers?
Yes, because that man is mechanically surgical on the field.
Do we have any other Blitz topics, or are we moving on to overweight lovers?
Yeah, I don't want to talk about Tom Brady. Let's move on to overweight lovers.
The thing is, like, 2 weeks in a row, we're not going to touch on the fact that, like, the greatest football player of all time has decided to unretire.
How much do we need to talk about? He unretired. We talked about it. Let's see what happens. I personally think he's going to get clapped.
They got Russell Gage.
I think people feel so. They also lost 2 O-linemen.
Yeah, they did.
And I think one of them was the center.
I'm not sure.
But yeah, they definitely lost 2 O-linemen. They're going to look crazy. They look crazy enough those last few games of the season when that old line was looking in shambles. Tom Brady is not a mobile quarterback. He's only gotten older, and he has to know that the league is going to feel some type of way and disrespect it because you left. It's kind of like when you leave and everybody's like, oh, okay, we could finally play ball now. And now you coming back, somebody's going to feel some type of way about that. And they're going to be like, you know what? It's time to take this man's head off. It's time to send him home and make him stay there.
I don't want to do this take now because I know we're running long on time, but I think next week we need to kind of talk about like the other quarterbacks that are still don't 100% have homes yet.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, you know, you got your Jimmy Garoppolos, now you got Baker Mayfield, stuff like that. It's like the Saints quarterback situation is really weird for some reason, like, you know, stuff like that. So like, we'll get into that. But I think like for Tampa, the NFC and like as crazy as the AFC is looking right now, the quarterbacks in the NFC, like besides Aaron Rodgers, like who's scaring you?
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? So like to me, like Matthew Stafford just got a big payday for his extension and stuff like that. But it's like, if I'm Tom Brady, do I think Matthew Stafford's better than me right now? Like I'm saying is like, I'm not like, it's almost like the Lakers in the playoffs. It's like, regardless of what you say, and it's like, granted, like we're going to have to play like a Phoenix and like we don't want to, but it's like, if LeBron James is on my team. It's like, am I 100% scared? It's like, I don't think so.
We'll see.
Yeah, I think we'll see.
I think somebody's going to peel his muffin cap back blue.
All right, we'll leave Tom Brady alone because I know it's a touchy subject for you. So
that's what we're doing?
We'll keep it on the top.
Okay. That's what we doing.
I'm sorry. You know, I sided with you on the Tuck Rule game. You know, I thought that was mad whack.
So did Tom. He said it in his 30 for 30. When I did you see it?
No. Why did I watch a Tom Brady 30 for 30?
Because he's in it with Charles Woodson. It's actually pretty interesting.
Actually, wait, did I see that one?
Yeah. So there's a moment where Tom Brady has the ball in his hand. He's like, all right, so if you go to smack the ball
I know what you're talking
and
about.
I bring it in, he was like, see, you can't get the ball. He was like, but if I have the ball here and you smack it out, and Charles smacks it out of his hands the same way he did in the game, he was like, time grows, see, fumble. He was like, oh, I mean, Tuck Rule. Charles was like, nope, don't edit that out. Leave it in.
Yeah, exactly.
So Tom knows, man. Everybody knows. People be
they visions be convoluted with victory. It's just,
visions be convoluted.
Yeah.
I can tell you really ready for this overweight long 7 because like you already dropping lingo like that. All right.
So today it's on me, right? Because you did the single joint time, so it's married time.
It is married time.
All right. So the topic for today is winning worth it.
Okay.
And I know everybody's gonna say, all right, so what do you mean by like is winning worth it? Look at that man bring the mic closer.
I was gonna say you would have skipped by me doing the oh. Tell me again. Can we be lovers and friends? I gotta know, baby.
He's going for it.
Gotcha.
Oh, you was done? Oh, I thought you was going for it.
Please tell your lovers and friends that Raisin and McNasty about to do it again. Hey!
I'm pretty sure the mic still picked that up. This is a great mic.
Come on.
But
Shout
yeah,
out to
so I was having this conversation. I even talked to my wife. Like we talked about it before. It was just like whether it becomes like disagreements or arguments or just decisions in general or like not seeing eye to eye on something, like is it worth winning? Like, and what does winning look like? All right. So don't take the head nods from the single guy. All right. So for me, where we landed at is like the winning part is satisfactory to the one person. All right. But you're in a team situation. Right. So if you're in a disagreement and one wins and the other one loses, you still ultimately both lose because you're on the same team.
No one wins when the family feuds.
Ooh. Ooh. You know, I love when you bring in them J bars, So I think, I know that like the focus has to be less about winning and be focused more on what compromise needs to be made to be on the same page. Because once you start tallying and taking points and keeping score about who's won and who's lost, then that marriage or that relationship becomes a competition more than it becomes a union. And then before that, you're just looking for the next opportunity to one up the other person or say, I got you, or you lost on this one, to the point to where you become aggravated and frustrated with the person that you're with. And you begin to feel like you're walking on eggshells of not being able to make a mistake for the relationship to grow because that thing is being held against you. Like, I know there's been situations where me and wifey have been talking and it was like, oh, well, remember this time when you did this? I'm like, oh, you've been waiting for this moment to say that? It's like, no, I haven't been waiting for that moment to say that. I'm just using it as an example because it's relevant. But like, no,
because people they be screenshotting moments to try to bring back out. That's a rough traveling down old roads again.
It's not rough. It's dumb. It's dumb because it doesn't solve anything. And that's where the question came up for me, is winning worth it? Because yes, you win, you get to say you were right, and you get to make the other person feel they were wrong or feel bad, but then you still have to atone for them feeling bad and feeling wrong and still make things right. So was the winning even worth it in the first place? Because now that you won and you got to have your moment, you still have to fix things. And that fixing has to come with compromising and letting stuff go and putting yourself aside and putting your pride aside and making sure that you guys are on the same page. So if you're asking me, is the winning worth it? I'm saying no, unless the winning contributes to both people.
I say don't let anybody stunt your shine. You know what I mean? I mean, if you're right and then you win it, then like, yo, like, who's to tell you that you're wrong if you're right? If I'm right, let me be right.
Word.
You know what I'm saying?
Word.
I'm just messing with you.
Oh, no, I was going to say, and you'll win, and your winning consolation prize will be a first trip ticket to Bumble, where you have to make sure not to post your scars on your online dating profile.
Champagne of victory right here. Like, it's okay. It's all right.
But no,
one on two accounts.
Right. It's like, so it's just like you have to consider like what your winning is going to cost you. I guess that's what it is. It's like, because if it comes at the demeaning of your significant other, or making them feel lesser, or like, I know at one point, like when I was going to school and like I was doing a whole social work stuff, and like you're dealing with like the mind and emotional regulation and dealing with people, like there was a time where my family thought like I was psychoanalyzing them all the time. It's not just me and Lulu. It was like the boys too. They were like, you're using the stuff you learned in school on us. Like I was Jedi mind tricking everybody. It was just like I was more concerned with saying, no, this is happening because of this. And I was right. But it just caused more of a problem, because in the right, I wasn't explaining like, this is because it is, and this is how we reach rational outcomes, and this is where we should be going to, or like, how the most important thing, how do you feel right now? Like, okay, I'm right, but in my being right, how do you feel about that right now? Why do you being wrong feel wrong? Or what is your dog in this fight right now? You know what I'm saying? Okay. It's like there was never an opportunity to understand where the other person is coming from. So if you're in a relationship where you're sharing and you want to be able to represent both parties, like the winning should go out the window. It should be about game planning to where you both grow and get to somewhere together, rather than saying, I'm here and you're here because I've won this many discussions or this many arguments, or this is where I'm at. And whenever something needs to be decided, I'm the last person to speak on it. Like you're putting yourself into a corner to where everybody else is going to feel like they're fighting against what you feel is gospel.
I feel like one of the topics like we're gonna have to do on here one of these days is how to argue, because it's like I feel like I'm amazing at arguing. Because
I already know the answer.
What's that?
The best way on how to argue is to not argue. I talked about this last time.
You had me.
About this last time.
You had me, and it's like
there's a way to have a conversation where it doesn't become an argument, because an argument just makes for heated fellowship.
Well, I think that's the better turn of phrase, is how to turn an argument into a conversation.
That's a better way. That's a better way. We could definitely delve into that. I'm all for that.
Because it's like, yeah, like I don't take many L's. I'm just saying, but like you got to do it the right way. It's like my thing is like I listen first and then speak second. So it's like you don't never feel like you're not heard.
That's a good thing.
And then it's stuff like that. And then it's like, and then I repeat back to you kind of like what you said, and they'd be like, and then why? Because it's like, people like to say stuff, but then when you ask them the why, they get like thrown back a bit. They're like, what do you mean why? It's like, well, like what makes you feel that?
I would say be careful with that, though.
I mean, yeah.
I would say be careful with that, because that why can become a weapon.
It can.
And it often seems condescending to the point to where, like,
yeah.
You're asking the why so that they can say something, so you can tear down to something that they're saying.
That's how you get
Do
the
not
dubs,
listen
bro.
to
Like
this
that's how you
man,
get
all
the
right? You
dubs.
understand what I'm saying? Because if you're just because at that point you're not listening to understand, you're listening to respond.
No.
And whenever you do that, you're only concerned with your own feelings and your own. I know you understand. I know this is just.
I'm being stupid.
Yeah,
like,
no, I get it. Just to build the topic, I get it. So, but other people may not know that, and they may be thinking like that. You know what I mean? So once you begin to start listening to respond instead of listening to understand, then you're throwing the person's feelings out the window. You know what I'm saying? And when you want to be validated and you want somebody to hear you, you wouldn't want people to just be listening just to respond. You want to listen, you want them to listen to understand where you're coming from. Otherwise, your conversation becomes an argument.
Yeah, I mean, like we're talking about like long-term relationships and like things of that nature. And it's like when you decide that you're going to spend your life with another person, like one of the key things in there is that you are both happy. And it's like to be happy, you need to be comfortable. And it's like if you are in a relationship where you are not comfortable bringing up stuff because you think that you're going to lose an argument, or like you're already invalidating your own feelings before the arguments even started.
And I was going to use a personal example because I was all about getting the dub as well. Early on in the marriage, it's like, I'm going to get the dub. You're going to know where I'm coming from. I'm going to explain why you were wrong. And it got to a point to where Lulu became like so sheltered.
We drop names too. Okay. Wow.
Yeah, my wife is Lulu. That's my wife. Ain't no reason for me not to put her name out there because I ain't going nowhere.
You know, you want to show your ring?
It's on every episode. It's on every episode. I wear the other one I got for when we get fancy and go out next episode too. I don't have a problem with it.
Do that then.
Like, baby.
Damn. Do you need a moment?
Nah. I'm as soon as it's possible.
Tell me again.
We already went out to dinner last night. We might go out again tonight. You know what I mean?
On a Sunday.
Yeah.
Okay.
With a nice Chianti. No, I'm just kidding. But no, and I'm pretty sure wifey will hop in the comments after this. It was just like, because this is ownership I had to take. Because I was so busy trying to like prove what she did wrong and how she wasn't listening to me that it got to a point to where she was questioning how to have conversations with me. And it would like, she would literally not say stuff. Like we're talking and she'll just be like, but no, forget it.
That's the worst.
And when she goes,
that drives me insane.
And for me,
I'm like, no, like don't do that.
And for me, it wasn't the worst because when she was like, nah, forget it, I would be like, oh yeah, you were reminded of how it was right last time and you're not trying to make the same mistake. When that's not really what it was. I was being very self-centered early on and I wasn't hearing where she was coming from. And in that moment, she wasn't internalizing a lot of those feelings, what led to like, I wouldn't say a separation, but it would like we had a gap in our communications where we weren't really being fully transparent based on what we expected the person to give us as a response, rather than just saying, hey, I love you. This is where I'm at. How do we get to a better place of what I'm feeling? And now we're in that space where we could say anything to get to each other, talk about it, and not become an argument. It's always a conversation, and we reach reasonable outcomes to where we know we both have a stake in this where we can improve each other in our marriage.
Oof, improving each other. Okay, I see where you at with it.
Oh yeah.
Damn, like now I'm just thinking about like how much is winter worth? Because it's like, because the only time people keep scorecards is when you feel like you're losing.
Ooh,
that's really what it is. And it's like when you feel like you said, like, you know, she felt like, you know what, it's not even worth it. Stuff like that. Like that's keeping it in head is because like every time that I do this happens. Because like when you're winning, you don't keep scorecards because it's like you over here getting rings and like, you know, you you just keep and like nothing's really bothering you. But then when you start getting weighed down, I think that's when you start like keeping track. And it's like if you're at that point, it's like I'm glad that like you guys like figured out and you dug your way out of it by like, you know, having the healthy discussions in it. But it's like that's got to be a lot to be weighing on somebody to because like you said, it's all about comfortable. And it's like, yo, like in my own home, like I feel like I can't speak my own mind. And it's like I'm supposed to be happy. I'm supposed to be like in this. And it's like fear is such a rough word, but it's like it's kind of like what it is. It's like I'm afraid to open my mouth because it's like it's almost demeaning. And it's like it's not worth it.
It is, and I apologize to her for that.
Yeah.
And there was moments where like I was saying stuff and I felt like I wasn't being heard, and she apologized for that. But like it's like when you begin to start taking that ownership and seeing it from the other person's point of view and understanding, like, okay, this is the person that I love, and I want for this time that we're spending together, this life that we're spending together. I don't want it to be arguing. I don't want it to be frustration. I want it to be joy. I want us to be happy. I want us to do fun things. I want people to look at us and be like, you know what? If that's what I want a marriage to look like what Lulu and Raisin got.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it's like, I'm not saying that we're doing it so people could be like, oh, look at them. Yeah. But it's just like, if you want to be the prototype of how to make a marriage work, then you have to put the work in, you know, and you'll get to the point to where you're understanding, like, is it more important for me to win, or is it more important for her to feel special? So, is it more important for me to win, or is it more important for her to know that I love her and I will do anything for her because we are in this together? And that is more important to me than winning. Yeah, because like the ugliest parts of relationship, like the two are like, I am firmly of the camp of like, do not go to bed angry. Mm-hmm. Like, like I cannot stand that, and like nothing. That's scripture. And like nothing is more whack than like when you have the argument or whatever, and then like you guys walk through the house and don't talk to each other for a couple days. Like, bro, like that joint be driving me crazy. So like that's the whole is like, yo, like nah, like I don't need you holding this onto your chest or like whatever, like it may be. Like let's bang this thing out, because it's like now we're having the petty contest. And it's like, I don't like to be petty, but I know that I can be petty. And it's like, so that I'm like, yo, like, let's not do the petty content, because that's another thing you'll lose. So like, let's not do that. And it doesn't make nothing better. It makes nothing better. It makes nothing better. Like, and that's what I'm saying about the winning. And it's like, that's what it is. So I'm saying, like, that's the nutshell of it. It's just like, yo, like, just get it out. Like, it's not worth your peace of mind. It's not. You want to know what it's not worth? Your peace of mind. Right. That's what it is. Right. And then like, ultimately, like, so this is one of the things I explain to kids, right? So like, you know, we work with kids. They're in a number of different things. Like there's violence, gun violence. And it's like, I literally had this conversation with a kid. I was like, all right, so you and this kid is beefing. Like y'all fought, your friends have fought, somebody that got stabbed. Like, can you tell me where this all started from? And he's like, oh no, because so-and-so jumped so-and-so. I was like, all right, but what about before that? Oh, they jumped him because we jumped him. Oh, okay, but what about before that? Well, we jumped him because they had a head up fight, and then that person kicked him during the head up fight. All right, well, what about before that? Oh, well, the first two fought because he was talking about his girl. I was like, so you're telling me that one of your friends got jumped and got stabbed because two guys had an argument about a girl. Where's the girl now? Oh, I don't know. She was some other dude. So the girl that they were beefing over is now moved on with someone else, and you guys have this long-lasting beef over some words that were shared over a girl that nobody's with right now. And the kid looked at me like, yeah, this sounds crazy. One of your friends has a hole in his side due to this, like because somebody called somebody's girl ugly. She probably was ugly. She ain't with nobody now, so it don't even matter. She might have turned into a swan. She still ain't swanning with you. So like, what? It's funny because like you said, turn into a swan. I know it's supposed to be like an ugly duckling thing, but I pictured her legit be like, rah! Yeah. So I was just like, so for me, I think like if you were to have this tough relationship because you're more concerned with winning, and then ends up not working out, and you become divorced, and you look back and be like, why am I divorced? Oh, because this argument came from this argument that came from that argument. But ultimately, where did it stem from? Oh, because I wanted to go out on Friday and she wanted to go out on Saturday, or something real dumb that led to all the pettiness and all the arguing, and it just kept building up, which led to you losing one of the most important things in your life over something that could have just been let go, but you had it to win. And it's just not worth it. For me, it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Plus, we already determined last week that it's a battlefield out there. And I'm not about to rejoin that battlefield for nothing. Tune in next week when we start talking about these DMs. That's where we're headed. That's where we're headed next week. I already got it planned out. The DMs means direct message? Yes. All right. Come on, man. We're not that far out of the game. We're not that far out of the game. Come on now. Bro, I never had the DM. When DMs was started, I was already fully invested. Okay, you're right. I was already fully invested, man. I told you we about to be 17 this summer, man. DMs was not happening 17 years ago. I mean, I guess so. But yeah, I get it. No one wins when the family feuds. Like it's kind of like the end all be all in that, right? Right. Mm-hmm. So, in short, consider if the winning is worth everything that you sacrificed for, because you got to think like you cut the homies off to hang out with Shorty. You didn't play that basketball game. You didn't go to LA Fitness because you was chilling with Shorty. Like all that time that you invested, like is winning worth losing all of that, or what your future could look like, or what it could not look like? Like it's definitely weighing the pros and cons of it. And like I said, for me, the winning is not worth it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel like I could go like a whole nother hour, but I was like, let me just leave.
Yeah, and I feel like when we do this, like there's no time for a Raisinette.
What do you mean? Why is there no time for a Raisinette?
Because it's like there's so many gems in this situation. I just feel like every Raisinette's gonna get tied to like.
Are you telling me right now that you're doing away with the Raisinette because of the Heavyweight Lovers?
I might.
But what if it's like a my episode day? Like even still?
Maybe I'll do Raisinettes on your episode day.
Man, does that mean I got to come up with nasty nuggets like on my days?
Yes, I love it. Yes, the accountability. Yes.
I'll come up with something.
All right.
We'll figure something out.
Don't worry, you're not on the spot today.
Okay, I wasn't going to anyway. You could have said I was on the spot. I was like, no.
But what we will do is hop into that cultural gem.
Yes, sir. You got one of those things, right?
I do have one of those things.
Shine bright like a diamond.
Right, so listen, I can't lie to y'all. I was looking at this list and I was like, Dad, where do I go next? Because I noticed that I was getting in kind of like a Eddie Murphy phase because Eddie Murphy's on the Mount Rushmore, so I was kind of like,
like that's what I'm saying. It's like if it's your favorite actor, it's your favorite actor. It's
right.
Like it's hard to not let you go.
Right. So I was just like, man, I don't know where to go. So Joel came up with a really good idea. He was like, all right, well, think of an actor and think of a cultural gem attached to that actor. So the first name that popped in my head was Denzel.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I didn't want to go sports again because I could easily go Remember the Titans.
Yeah.
But I was like, me being a dad and a classic gem and like, what would you do in stressful situations? The first movie that popped in my head was John Q.
It's a fire movie.
It is a fire movie. So we going with John Q this week. All right. I know what you guys are thinking. Like, where can I watch John Q? I don't know why I use the
that was
Aziz Ansari voice or something like that.
Ooh, John Q.
Randy. But you can definitely watch John Q. That was hilarious. On YouTube. You can watch it on Vudu.
Oh, Vudu, I'm telling you. Like, yo, let us know.
Holla at us.
They know better because like I'll put the password in the description. Everybody be having.
You hear Netflix is cracking out on that?
Yeah. Try it.
Try it.
Try it.
Everybody lives with me.
I tell you right now, like Netflix, your content ain't really been up there like that, anyways. Like, yo,
and I can find whatever you have on Netflix somewhere else, and I will just cancel my subscription.
Play with me if you want to. You will get clapped.
Word. Mess around, put that jar there. Like, I need half of that. Bang! There you go.
Dude, if you want to. Notice Amazon Prime and HBO Max, they said nothing about that. They were like, hey, like, okay,
right.
Everything you need.
And you can also watch John Q on Amazon Prime. All right. For those who have not seen John Q, which it would be incredibly sad if you did not. But yes.
Like the movie.
It's the classic story of like, what would you do in a situation for your child? John Q plays a father whose son ends up with a heart condition. John Q and his wife have been working his entire life, which includes inspiring crying moments from the girl from Set It Off.
Yes.
Because she is the mom.
TT is definitely the mom.
Yes, and she definitely has those crying moments where the snot meets the top of the lip.
Because she's definitely like at the beginning, like, what are you doing? And then she's like, do it, John. Like, save my baby.
Right. So John Q's son ends up with a heart condition that's like literally life-threatening. They've been working their whole life. His insurance will only cover so much of the procedure. So it's like they're raising money and it's not enough. And they're literally just like waiting for their son to die because they cannot come up with the money. So John Q comes up with the bright idea to hold the whole hospital and the surgeons hostage in order to try to get his son the treatment that he needs. And it is a really inspiring movie. Based on the love of the father for his son and what he is willing to do. But it also teaches us like on the demographics of how people get pigeonholed into a corner of where no matter how hard you work, when it comes to the real necessities of life, it still is centered around money and people not being able to make a living to take care of the people that they love when things really get complicated and stressful.
It's a weird magnifying glass just like into the like our healthcare system, like in general, like just how all that stuff gets determined. Cause it's like,
especially when people have free healthcare right now.
Yeah. But it's just like, yo, like something as important and as rare as a heart, it's like, who's to really make that decision on who gets it? And it's like,
especially when you're thinking like this 9-year-old boy needs a heart to live a full life, but you're about to give it to this 55-year-old man because he's a billionaire and he probably moved himself up the list.
But it's like, does that 55-year-old man less important than the 9-year-old? That's what I mean. And like that's kind of I think the
facts.
thing that the movie wrestles with, because like, and I don't think this is a spoiler, but it's like the people that he holds hostage or holds hostage, like they start to come around to him, and they're like they're with him for the most part. Like they're like, yo, like we're okay with being hostages in here because like, we see where you're at.
Right.
But I think
especially
is
when
like,
he had the conversation with the doctor, like how much he gets paid.
Yeah.
As opposed to the people who are dying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
But it's like I think one person like does tell him this, like, you know, like I understand that like your son is really important to you, but like who's to say that this 55-year-old man like isn't important like as well? And it's like, how do you value like one life over another? And it's like, you did this, and it's like, what if everybody just started doing this? Like now nobody's getting hearts.
Right.
And it's like now they're gonna shut the whole thing down. And it's like the movie doesn't really deal with like that aspect of it, but it is just like I think it is just on its own merits. It is you're back against the wall. What would you do for the person that you love type of movie.
Right. So in this movie, you have Denzel Washington.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kimberly Elise, which is TT. That is her real name.
You could tell me that name every single episode. I will never remember that that's her name. She is TT.
Daniel Smith plays the little boy.
Mm-hmm.
You have James Wood, Ray Liotta. Let me see some other names that sound familiar. Ethan Suplee. You have Laura Haring. You have Sean Hardesty. I'm gonna say Hardesty. Eddie Griffin.
That was what I was waiting for you to get to.
Like Eddie Griffin was definitely in here. So it's like it's Robert Duvall. So it's like it's not shy on the cast. They do really well. The guy James is the same dude in Any Given Sunday who played the doctor who was just giving people mad shots, and he put them ill stitches in LL's forehead.
Of all the things you could remember that this actor's from.
Yes. I remember when he was leaving the after he got fired, he called the cheerleader. She's like, "No, I'm gonna stay here." He's like, "All right, stay here," and get ran through by all these Neanderthal football players. I'm like, "Dang, fam, that's where you at? What is you gonna put it on blast like that?"
The Mel Gibson.
Right. But it is a great movie. It's definitely inspiring. And you question yourself, like when it comes to your kids, like what would you really do? I know there was some controversy around the movie because they didn't want people thinking like healthcare, like you said, is super important. And like, is it okay for people to think they can run in a hospital with a gun and get what they need? So it's tough.
But you feel for them because like everybody has, you know what I mean? Everybody's got that person.
Who cannot feel?
So make sure y'all hit up Voodoo.
Must well make a gang sign. Voodoo's out here like V-U-D-U, yeah. All right, but that's all I got, man.
Yeah, that's all I had too. Stay tuned for this DM 101. I guess
I'm ready for it. I'm learning so much. Be able to console my sons.
Okay, all right. I was like, I hope like we're not learning so much till like we're playing.
Oh no.
Let's not get crazy.
Make sure to help my sons navigate this battlefield. Like, oh, landmine. Stay away from that landmine.
I don't know when this episode is gonna come, but like one of them is gonna be identifying red flags, and I feel like that's gonna be a long episode. Wow. It's gonna be a long episode.
Wow. One of mine is noticing when it's not long term. We'll get there. We'll cross that bridge
when to pull the parachute. That's what it is. Like,
yes. Oh, when to pull the parachute. Grabbing on that man's shirt like he was in a battle rap.
I was trying to do the Derrick Rose when he hit that shot. It was like mad straight.
He just laid back in the crowd.
Or a super hot fire. Like, beep bop.
I think that's it.
Oh, I thought you were in the middle.
No, I was about to say bing bong after your beat bop, but it didn't come out. So
but yeah, that's all I had.
All right. Till next time, holla at your boy.
Timestamp's
coming.
See y'all Tuesday.